Welcome to Cranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Cranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always win. Come on, let's get into it. What do you mean by Sunday, Juras? I don't understand. That's of course. Juras, what do you mean by Sunday? What the Sunday thing about? I hope not to come I think Sunday and Saturday thing not Juras. But the Sunday thing, Juras. But the Sunday thing. Turn on some AC, I cannot hack to that place. Yeah. I'm AC plug out people. You believe that? Give me 1 second, people. AC plug out. Give me 1 second. Meow. Okay, so me have 18 of that on. Let me plug in the AC. Can't go back on. Yeah. So we can start up AC. I decided to do this, at the last minute, just like I did yesterday. I want to see what it's like. Let me do the, what it's like to do a program without any preparation. It tests your mental faculties and ability to do impromptu program where you haven't prepped and see how well it goes. And if it goes well, maybe what you do going forward is you do a combination. Best of Richard Green, how you doing? So, Mike, my mic is on. What do you mean, Mike? You can't hear me? You can't hear me? What do you mean mic not on? Mic on, man. Testing. Mic on load, but definitely. Can you hear me? Hello? Let me zoom. Oh, mic on. So do you can't hear me? All right, I'm back. Yeah, man, I hear myself loud. So I hear myself, I must hear me. So I decided to do an impromptu program because I saw this communication about, by the way, people, I decided to test it today. I said, I'm gonna put up the as you come to the chat, hit the like button, and boy, when I do it, 34.99 likes. So it look like every time we do this, I will put up the request to hit the like button. You come in. So like a bathroom. I don't know why it's like a bathroom. Oh, because I'm AC on now, people. It's hot inside the end, so let me see if we can turn this down a little bit. Make it sound better. Man, say it sound like a bathroom. That's not a good thing. But no, I have my AC on, so I'm here in the background. So I decided to come talk a little bit about team selection process. It was bugging me. I got all these things that people saying a new addition to the squad. And I've been reflecting on the historical squad selection. And it's concerning. And I was hoping to do a 10-minute video. I was going to do a 10-minute video. I'm going to say, no, video take too long. You do video, if you want to do the right way, you put in pictures and photos and find other videos to add. You can just come and run them out and just talk and engage with them. And I may come and do a show this evening, talk about the squad and the team and pick team and everything. But this is just a quick thing, probably a half hour, 45 minutes session. And whenever I say that, it goes for like an hour or two. I hope I don't do that today. But I only see 14 likes and 52 watching. That's not good, people. Come on. Do better than that, man. I'm not begging every single time for the likes. So don't just do the thing when they come in. And most of them are returnees. But good afternoon, everyone. I lost my manners. Good afternoon. Appreciate you being here. Somebody on the show last night said I don't sound like Jamaican. I need to know what a Jamaican sound like. Seriously. Me want to know what it sound like, because it's very disturbing to hear that I don't sound like Jamaican. I took that to heart. I took that to heart, people. But let's not float management. But we're going to talk some football and selection because I am very concerned about the lack of selection methodology, process, standards. So someone said Gray injured, so Gray's out, and therefore we bring in the youngster. Even though I don't think the youngster should be in, I'll tell you why. Not because of ability. I think the youngster is going to be in the Jamaica team for a long, long time. And if Gray's out, then is that the right replacement? But it's more than that. Actually. It's more than that. Because we could afford to lose a forward, people. So I asked the question. We could afford to lose a forward. Right? So if you look at, who does the selection for the team? Is it Steve McClaren? Is it Merron Gordon? Is it Rudolph Speid? Whisper in the car, whisper the last person. Come on. Who actually does the selection, people? I'm very, very confused. The coach will come out and says initially about, like he would infer, the word infer. I didn't know him say something. It's basically based on if you're playing at your club, right? You have to have playing time. That's why I'm saying you for people like Raphael, for example. You have to have playing time. A lot of these people in this team currently don't have playing time. We're not fight Whisper, man. I'm not going to Whisper. But we know this Whisper agent come out and say something, all of a sudden Whisper 19. I don't think Whisper should be in the team. Not because of his ability. I think it's unfair to Whisper to put Whisper in the team. I don't think that's good management of the kid. I haven't been playing ball since August, whatever. I don't think it's good management of the kid. I'm going to explain to you why. So let's take a step back, though. So Steve McClaren was with the coach and has the final say. But we know Steve McClaren is on partial vacation and partial retirement and has not put in the work and invest in himself, I want to say, to pick this team. That's a fact. There is no dispute in that fact. And it's reflected in a lot of times people question how certain people are not selected and who gets selected. So whether it's want to be Ravel, whether Campbell, whether DJ, whether Trevante, Stewart, those are all legitimate calls. And more recently, the Tyrese situation. And we'll get to that, right? But we don't have any idea about who makes selection decision. You would think it would be the coach, right? We hear, and I always use the analogy with Tuchel because he's British in terms of the team he's managing. He's German, but he manages the England team, and Steve McClaren from England. So I use the analogy with that to benchmark how we think about this, even though they're a first world country, and we're not in terms of whether football or economic or otherwise. But when they asked Tuchel why he didn't select Bellingham, he gave his example. He gave his rationale. It wasn't because he thought his behavior, he says his man behavior was repulsive. It was more of he just came back. He's been in playing five, but he played 5 games, 4 substitute when he started, and he didn't select him. And Bellingham is world class. Everybody knows he's the main player along with Kane in the England team. We see a lot of instances he were playing this team, not playing any football at all. No football and in the team. And others who are playing football were probably similar ability are not put in the team. And we have no idea. Or we give an excuse by some parties about the player is not up to form, his body mass is not what it's supposed to be. I was told some of this nonsense by somebody. And I was like, what are you talking about? That player can be in the team with his eyes closed. Even when he's on the beach with a big belly, he's still better than what you have. So who is the team? Is it Merron Gordon? Is it the coach? Or is it technical advisor? I can tell you this. We were fired by Hogginson. Hogginson fired us, right? Couldn't deal with the nonsense. Couldn't deal with the politics. Couldn't deal with the nonsense. We have here John Barnes and Stewart talk about the nonsense. We should actually be praising Tapa, because I don't know how he did it for all these years. With all the nonsense that goes on in the background. Right? It's in background. That makes no sense. I'm going to come to you guys' comments, but I'm just doing my little soliloquy first. That makes no sense, actually. Well, how Tapa did it for all these years, don't ask me. But Tapa also has his faults. To me, his 2 main faults was, I don't think he invested in himself in terms of how he communicated. He didn't spend time learning how to digest, deliver, articulate situations, questions, so he can come across as a as a coach who sort of owns this space and who could be deemed to be someone who people could get comfortable with. Because your communication skills is an imperative
when you're in leadership capacity, especially when you're the face of the football organization. That's one. And secondly, he had the whole disease of diaspora versus local. And what he did with the Panama game was not forgivable, as far as I'm concerned. That's not what a coach does. So he got caught up in his feelings instead of being the manager and the leader. But Tapa should be credited for being able to deal with all this nonsense, which Atkinson couldn't and left. Atkinson had more better chance to make the World Cup with Jamaica than he does with Ireland, and he still left the country. Now, I'm sure when we saw Rudolph Speid went to the Unity Cup, I'm sure he went there to assess. I assume when he went there, because Rudolph Speid doesn't travel with no team of people. He tried to have that optics of him being independent, so nobody can say he do X, Y, Z. And yet he went to England. Now some people say he went there because of St. Merron and King and all that. It was more than that. I thought he probably went there to assess how things are done by the coach and whether Jamaica can be comfortable with the coach, because Jamaica has this mindset on getting to the World Cup at all costs. And they want to take no risk. And they trust Speid to do a good evaluation. Now, Speid is conflicted. There is no if, ands, or but. And the conflict affects team selection sometimes. Right? Or I should say squad selection, not sure if it's total team selection. But when you look at this squad and how it's picked and the team is picked, and you think about, there's a larger picture here, what you're trying to achieve. It's not just about picking players for individual games. It's picking a sustainable team, make sure the right mix of experience and talent and potential in the team. You're trying to build a program that's sustainable and can take you places over a period of time, not just for one event. Now, for this one event coming up next year, yes, you want to make sure the best team, as experienced as possible, to deliver. But what happened the day afterwards? What do you do? Look around and get on teams and Adam Wool. Or you look around and you realize, I have major deficiency in my midfield. Material deficiency in my midfield. And it needs to be addressed. And the problem that we have is this. Because we are so focused on having local players in the team, and most of the local players are either goalkeepers, some defenders, and mainly forwards, we stack the team in those areas just to balance out the numbers and don't realize that we don't produce midfielders, we don't have very good midfielders, and therefore we have to go source the midfielders. We missed that big picture. So we went to the Gold Cup with 2 midfielders. Anybody who did that should be fired. With your technical director, you're the coach, and I hear Rudolph come out on LTM, or name, LSM program talking about laughing about 2 midfielders. I said this before numerous times. He got the team before we got the team. Why did he push back on the 2 midfielders? Because he influenced selection. We're the ones who come out and said, you know what? 2 midfielders are a joke team. 2 midfielders went their way. We had Busy Atkinson in the midfield. Where's Busy Atkinson? We used to have Adrian Reed in the midfield all the time. Where's Adrian Reed? We force these kids in there, not the kids benefit. We affect these kids negatively by forcing them to the team, and then they disappear. Because either they're not ready or it wasn't the right approach we should have taken. But we did it. And if you say something, you're fighting the kids. You're fighting locals. You do that's why you don't understand. Now, we do understand. But we understand that you haven't set the structure in place to allow the team or the squad, those kids, to make the team on merit and therefore have the best chance to succeed going forward. You haven't done that. You have failed them, and you continue to fail them. Now, why am I so passionate about this today and coming to this? Because I saw the Whisper situation. Whisper should not be in the squad. And here's my reason why. Whisper had a long-term injury. Long-term injury. First of all, Whisper dissed the country when him going party. So to me, he might get penalized for that. I can't what I say. His auto peer and the same manager or same agent dissed the country. And here's why that's important, people. I read something today. I read for you. Shall I put it up now? I read it for you. I read something. Different sport. I read it. You know what? I read something. I read an excerpt from it today. Now I read the word. I'm a proud daughter of the soil, and I owe an eternal debt of gratitude to Jamaica, to my fellow Jamaicans. Thank you for your unyielding love, loyalty, and pride that have propelled me year after year. It has been the greatest honor to carry our flag across the world. We may be small, but we are mighty, and I'm humbled to have represented the strength of our nation with passion on the global stage. You think Jamaica do nothing for Shelly and Percy, or she go to run by herself and go create our time, or go there and bleed, run hard when she injured, and run for herself and her family. But she's giving credit to the country because she felt that energy that we provide, or maybe that the J3A provide to her. She not say Jamaica can't do nothing for her. She not bash Jamaica every single minute. She not choose party over Jamaica. That's what I'm talking about. Some people are patriot and some people are fraud. And when you call it a fraud, then people want to beat you. And say you're fighting. There's a difference. Tell me when Jamaica is young. Did Jamaica push her to run? Jamaica make her run? Or she realized that she's representing a country, she's representing a people, and their hopes and aspirations relies upon her when she's out there performing. And she appreciates the support. And she appreciates because she produces and she get honors. When you produce, you get honors. When you don't produce, we can't honor people who don't produce. Now, the Whisper situation is this. Whisper is a kid with enormous talent. And will be Jamaica team for years to come, even though I'm not sure he's getting the best advice. But when you have long-term injured people, and yes, he's playing at Chelsea, he probably played about 4 or 5 games. Billingham played 5 games. Billingham is a much more mature player, much more seasoned player, much more recognized player. Him coach never pick him. We're picking Whisper, flying all the way across the world to come play what? In very difficult games, World Cup qualifying games, where players are all trying to prove their emerge and trying to win at all costs and will do anything to win. We want to put him at risk, and we think it's okay, really? Because he has some person out there extolling his virtue and saying how great he is, and he should be in the squad based on what? He hasn't done anything to be in the squad of late. Nothing. Potential, yes. Actuality, no. So how should he be in the squad when he hasn't done nothing of late because he hasn't been playing any football? How do we justify that? Huh? We have other players. Where's Trevante, Stewart? We don't even need no forward. We need midfielders. People, we need midfielders. Look at the midfield. For the most important game in qualification, period. This is the most important game. This third game, most important game. We expect to beat Bermuda at home. Could we lose that game? Anything's possible in football. It's football. Bermuda scored 2 against Pepersar at their place. This is an important game. We have to draw win this game. It's an imperative. And how much midfield are we have? Look at the midfield. Bobby Reid hasn't played much football. Start largely for less time played much football. John Russell has been playing much football on the bench. Kerry Anderson, that has started in this team on the bench. Casey Palmer can't play yellow card. Isaac Hayden can't play for yellow card. Ian Spray, mainly right back. Don't play that much here. Josh Angling, I say no more. Lucky Body, if you want to put him in there, same midfielder, he not played on ball last season. He was injured. He's not in the Coventry team to start. What the midfield there? Where is the midfield, people? Tell me the midfield there. Where is the midfield? So you put up 10 forward up there who are great. Who's all the ball going to get to them? We'll kick the same long ball we kick to go to the opposition. What are we talking about? Who is selecting this team? We have people like DJ or Tyrese Hall. I don't know if Tyrese Hall want to come. The JFF put out a list about 40-something people every single window, and they select 23 from the window. Can we show another list right now? There are some midfielders on the list. Why don't select them? Why don't select them? I'm sure Tyrese Hall is on the list. We're a joke. This is a joke situation. It makes no sense. And Rudolph, the technical advisor, now you can't absolve yourself from this team selection. Where is the midfield? K. Roy still young, has a lot to learn. Casey not playing. Isaac not playing. Ian Frey's not a true midfielder. You can't suppose there. Bobby Reid, yes, but he's not playing a lot of football. John was not playing football. Where the midfielder, people? Where the midfielder? Where the midfielder? Where is the midfield? There's no midfield. It's a big belly, Bill Hungry Belly, joke thing. I don't know who picking this team. I don't know who sitting in this squad. It's a joke. It's a joke. Seriously, it's a joke. We have a bunch of forwards. Kind of Marty, Nicholson, Burrell. I know we had Whisper to the mix. We say Gray out, fine. Interesting, Gray got injured before the last window, injured for this window. Interesting. In our defense, he now playing a portion of, now playing much football. King the bench for St. Merron a lot of times. Dexter now playing much football in a year, but Dexter always produce most time. Damon Lowe now playing no football. Mason Golden now playing much football. I'm going to beat Curacao them place easily. We say a soup. I'm most of the team now playing football. The forwards come play football. Forwards getting game time. The midfield and defense not getting on game time. Luckily, we have Andre Bray. When I hear some of these nonsense people, and I just came on to do a little 20-minute rant, basically, because I'm very frustrated. And then these geniuses tell me that we don't know about football, they're the football genius. I beg to differ. Some people have no idea what good looks like. They think they know what good looks like, but they live in this little isolated world. They don't. Russell not playing football, people. Russell's not playing any football. I'm sorry. You watch Russell the whole Gold Cup. The last good game Russell played is in Jamaica when I went to watch him play Guatemala. The Guatemala team that was missing 7 starters. Russell not playing football. He's not playing the football for his club team. I'm not start. I'm not playing football for Jamaica. He's missing in the midfield. If he's scoring goal here and there, he's missing. Missing. Go watch the games, people. Because I'm not watching games. Russell's missing. Not playing defense, not playing offense. Once now when he scores a goal and people say, oh, doing great. No, he's not. And the coach overplaying time not playing football. Where is the midfield? Me ask the question, where is the midfield? There's no midfield. And that's not disrespect anybody. Is just an Anglin going to save us? Is K-Roy going to save us? Is Bobby going to save us? Is Russ going to save us? Most of them not playing football. They're not starting for their club. They're not getting another minutes. Practice is not the same thing as game time. Practice is not game time, people. Don't conflate or confuse the two. It's not game time. There's a big difference between a competitive game where everything is at stake versus you're practicing. We are managing yourself, you don't want to get hurt. You're not going to attack the full force. And those who have beat Russ's agent saying side they pass, don't know nothing about football. I will not beat Russ agent but him play side, he play backward. You don't know nothing about football. Me I tell you, you know nothing about football. You don't see them to play, you don't understand football. If you stop watching, I can't you. I know nothing. Without Aiden, you see the difference in this game. I don't know who's going to play the 6. Maybe you put, I don't know who's going to play the 6. He's going to put Frey there. He's going to put Latty there. It's a big difference. And then if they're not Ravel, whatever. No, I'm not club, do this. People like Ravel would work really well against Curacao. They want somebody to control the game, to slow the game down, to know when to speed it up, to slow it down, to be able to control the ball, to be able to manage the game. We don't have none of that. Tell me which midfield I think can manage the game. Can he manage themselves? All right, somebody asked the question, well, who do you think should be missing? I didn't give you the number already. I gave you Ravel, I gave you DJ, I gave you Tyrese. How much more you want to get my youth? We gave the number them already. Get the name them already. You got the names? We're not blessed with a ton of midfielders. We should be blooding in some young midfielders, people. We should be looking at the midfield landscape that we have out there, the potential, the possibilities we have, and figuring out which one of these midfielders we need to bring in each window. We keep bringing in forwards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forwards. And right now, for the first game, we have about 3 or 4 midfielders. It's a joke thing. We keep overloading forward after forward after forward. Same thing. Say K-Roy not playing in the game. Yeah, we have a bunch of players who not playing football, people. Play practice ball. Ravel re-signed with Precision FC. They don't want to call Ravel for some reason. They don't like Ravel. I know this. I've been told this personally by somebody saying they didn't say they move on from Ravel, but the person wasn't very supportive of Ravel. Wasn't very supportive of Ravel, which I find interesting. Personally, probably doesn't rate Ravel. And if you don't rate Ravel in a football as rated Jamaica, I not think you know football. We can't respect your ability and your knowledge. I just can't. By the way, anybody know what the team has to Curacao? I mean, I get that information on my source. Them dry up people. You don't like how me critique, so them dry up my source. I have a friend up there when I go by the hotel and probably say hello. But now I can know the people know me and my friend time. You may not get no access. I'm cut off all my access them. Yeah, but I don't think we need to call a forward, Rob Smith. We should not call a forward into the team. We don't need no more forward. We have Tyrese, we have Whisper, we have Dixon. We don't need a forward. We need midfielder. We only have 4 on this list, and we know Josh Anglin now get much game time. And K right now play much football. John Russell now playing push on football. And Bobby Reed may broke down because Bobby Reed have been injured, have played quite a bit. It's a joke. Ravel go where the money is. Ravel up the age, go where the money is. But this is not about Ravel, people. So you have a Janier Johnson and you have a Tyrese. Those names not there. I don't know if they have their papers. I know where they are, but at least we need to push to bring them in to see what they can do. And by the way, Tyrese is playing for Knox County. He's scoring goal. He's playing games. He's probably the only midfielder who's playing consistently. None of them now play consistently. Probably apart from Isaac. Maybe KC. And then now play the game now. Josh play at a local level. K right now play the push the ball. He not get much game time. John Ross not get much game time. Barry just started first game for Leicester, maybe the last time around. And Ian Freer playing much right back. I mean, it's almost like we're trying to sabotage ourselves. It's almost like we're trying to sabotage ourselves. Like, you know what? Let's try to sabotage this. And here, Rudolph was the one who criticized the lack of midfield and a radio program. And he go do the same thing when he go in there. That's your stomach, people. That's your engine. Your midfield, to me, is the most important position on the field. That connects everything. That connects your defense to your offense. That's where your belly there. You have to get your midfield right. Protect your back four. Protect your goalkeeper. Supply your forward them. We don't have that in the midfield. Every game we play, we get outplayed in the midfield. Train that out players both in Unity Cup and at home in the midfield. That's why they look better than us. That's why they look better than us, you know. When we play the Honduras of the world, the technical teams, they dominate the midfield. When we play against US in St. Louis and I watch the game, we got dominated in the midfield. Our midfield is not what it's supposed to be, and that's the part of the problem. Now, sometimes our forwards don't have the defense enough, and our defenders don't keep the ball good enough, but the midfield is part of the problem. They're not going to get the ball, nor are they moving the ball upfield. Nor are they trusted to receive the ball. We need a maestro. Yeah, well, we're not a maestro. We're not a maestro locally or overseas, but we can try to fake it by bringing some people in. I am, as I said, this is not a long program. I may do a show this evening to go to the team, and you know what? I'm not sure, yeah, man. I'm not even you pick no team on this. Seriously. Bunch of people now playing no football. Andre Blake just come back not too long ago after injury. Everybody not playing no football. Ethan Pitt not playing no pushing no football. Which I came up on the bench a lot of times saying Merron. Dexter not play a ton of football. I don't know about Greg Lee and Amari Bell. Amari Bell get game for Charlton, but in the harvest start. Damian Lowe not playing no football. Mason will get not playing. You know what? It's an NFT. It's not no football. It's no football team. We're not playing no football. The whole team not playing no people. This is not good enough, people. Almost the entire defense now playing no portion of football. Now get game time. That can't be healthy. You need repetition and continuity to have that rhythm when you're playing football. They still have ability, but they're not playing in a portion of football. So the midfield, the defense is not playing no football, people. Somebody call it the bench level, whatever you want to call it, the bench defense. All right, so defense, we only have maybe one person there who can say playing some football, 1.5. Out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 defenders. And we go to midfield. Isaac Hayden is not playing the first game, and Casey Bombs, we can't talk about them. I don't think the Bermuda game that important, to be honest. So after ones we have there, Bobby Reed not playing enough of football. Come off a long 2 injuries, and then we start the first game for Leicester. We do 1 or 2 games. John Russell, they're on the bench, now playing the portion of football, now play a good leader. He did poor in the Gold Cup, poor play for Jamaica. Kira Anderson is not a starter. And then we overconfident, so we'll beat Kerrison. Really? Really? When you look for the team, when you look for us, we are on it, we're not playing football. Up front, we are right, you know. I'm very disappointed Demar Gray is not going to be there because he was playing well for, he wasn't scoring a lot of goals, he was playing well for Birmingham. Roman Borrell is playing. I don't know about Shamar, and people are saying Shamar is not in. No. Calamarti is playing, but he only have 1 goal this season. Kyle Dixon is playing, but he's not regular start. You know what? I'll come on right now, man. Come here. I get upset. People, and we have people, DJ, starting team, Tyrese start, right? Start and Stewart must start. They must start at the dog get called. Trevante Stewart start, dog get called. But the man who not start, I get called. We bring in Antonio as what advisor. Antonio's a warrior advisor, but Antonio deserves to get called if don't work out. I don't play no football. Is that a wasted spot? Couldn't we have brought somebody in the midfield and kept them like a Tyrese off the World Cup? We have people who lack basic common sense running the football program. Basic common sense, people. Basic common sense. They don't have no strategic vision. They don't have no vision. They don't have no strategy. They just go out there and just do things. There is no long-term plan. There is no medium-term plan. They don't even have short-term plan. Well, they have Merron as assistant coach and they have Trevante as assistant coach. They don't need 3 assistant coach. They brought another coach too. They don't need more assistant coach. They have enough. With my coach. A vibes thing. And this is not against Mikel Antonio. I'm sure if he's fit, he's going to be in the squad. But he shouldn't have been in the squad. I don't understand people. I am totally confused. It doesn't make any sense. By the way, people, I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 4,800 some. So we need 100 and some people subscribe to the channel so we can get to that number. If I get to 5,000, and then go to my Balance View channel and subscribe also so we can get to the 1,000 I look for. When Balance View get to 1,000, I do the 2 things because nowadays I drop both the video on both channels. And Balance View, I'm not doing any more sports when I get to 1,000. So if you're on Balance View, don't unsubscribe, but just come over to this channel for sports. I'm going to do more social issues on Balance View. You know what? But I'm talk about social issue. But I have now sticking at the game most time versus come talk about Reggae Boyz football because I get frustrated. We can't. When you know what good looks like, and you've been in an environment where excellence is an imperative and you see excellence all the time, and you see some nonsense, you just get frustrated and you just get disappointed and disenchanted and not this thing. I just find it very difficult to understand how we do certain things. I don't think there can be many football teams where you have so many players in the team who are not playing any football and just have practice. You know what? I practice squad. I practice squad this. Because it wasn't even playing time. I practice squad. Look at the practice squad. Reggae Boyz practice squad. That's all I'm doing practice. Most of them now play team. Practice squad. That can't be good people. Most coaches tell you, if you can't, you hear them say about Lewis Kelly the other day, what 2 weeks ago. Somebody asked the question, he now start for Arsenal, even though he played brilliant in the Champions League with Olympiacos, and he played brilliant in the what was it, League Cup. Man said, now play regularly, to affect him game. Even though he's been brilliant this season. And he's played in more than one game. This man still say I get more playing time, but he can't be 19. Because other people get game time are not showing up. I don't see no Rico Henry being called. I said that last night. Somebody talking about Rico Henry don't have his passport, but he has his citizenship, so therefore he can't be called. You just feel like saying, go jump up a bridge, my idiot. Nobody will do nonsense. Don't justify why we don't do certain things. Yeah, I am concerned about the game because I know the Curaçao team is continuing to recruit. I'd be curious to know if their team is a practice squad also. Is it a practice squad or do they have players who are starting for the club team? Because I have done a lot of assessment and research on their team. Yeah. So Christian, I don't think they know nothing about football. I look at Haiti, Suriname, Curacao. I saw Haiti against Costa Rica people. And for win the game, both teams got a lot of chances, but Haiti went to Costa Rica and put them under the sword. We're not looking at it. We struggle at home with Trinidad. And Trinidad not good to me. Yeah, I mean, if you're not playing in the football, people, how can I trust that you're gonna be playing okay? Someone said green. So is he? That's interesting. I don't know. He didn't seem like he was in it to me last game. He scored the last game, didn't he? Scored a really good goal in the last minute when they were losing 2-1, and he came and scored. They scored first, and then the team scored 2 and they scored 1. Yeah, I know. So you put Whisper go play on turf when Whisper just come back from long-term ACL injury. That's brilliant. McClaren, I know him. McClaren come on top with my play position football. McClaren has no idea what he's doing. I don't trust McClaren. I don't mind Rudolph overseeing McClaren because They don't trust McClaren, and I don't trust McClaren. That's why Rudolph is there. Determine. Why are you guys like that determined? We can't call. So, it's kind of funny, determined. I hear all this pushback from the JFF sometimes, and some of you guys about us criticizing the team. Same thing with other countries. I listen to England a lot. They're beaten Tuchel for not calling Billingham. He hasn't played much football. He's played 5 games. By the way, people, I only have 61 likes, 151 people. That's not good. So we can't criticize our selection process. We're not criticizing the players then. We're calling out. So here's the question for you to determine. What are we saying that's not true? That's what you should focus on. What are we saying that's not true? And what is telling you that we're not behind the team? We're calling out deficiencies. So please explain that to me. When we're criticizing, I want some substantive evidence to substantiate. I want evidence, empirical evidence, substantiate your position when you're critiquing. Yeah. No, we can Juras, man, because the coach is supposed to have all this experience. Coach at very different level. Coach at some of the best teams in the world. But you know what? He did coach at Man U. So maybe you have the Man U disease, Juras. The Man U ineptitude. The post-Ferguson ineptitude disease, maybe he caught it. Maybe he caught it from Man U. Bring it to Jamaica. No, I don't agree with you. He doesn't have no standard. He has quadruple standard. The standard changed every window. The standard fit what he selects. There's no single criteria that he utilized to select his team. The criteria just goes with the flow. Good afternoon. So what should I do? So here's what you should say. I should ask you, what if I say that's not true? So I can give you false enthusiasm. That's not my job is to give you facts, substance, and you can take it and do what you want to do with it. That's my job. No, my frustration is this: is that we talked about this at Gold Cup. With the Gold Cup, with 2 midfielders, we see what happened, right? 2 midfielders, and we see what happened. We got killed in the Gold Cup because we lack midfield. And we come back here and do the same nonsense. Huh? But we come to the same thing again. We haven't learned from that. What are you talking about? We haven't learned. Wait. This they can't hear you. I don't know why they can't hear you. That makes no sense. No, it's not you. I don't think it's you. Wait, hold up. No, it's connected. You guys can't hear him? Really? That doesn't make any sense. It's linked to the system. Yeah, let me ask them if they can hear. Can you hear him now? They said they can't. I don't understand. You can't hear him? Talk. Let me see if I can hear you. Wait. Let me see if I can hear you before you go further. Can you guys hear him? That doesn't make any sense. It's all connected. Let me try to disconnect and connect it back. Hold up. Please tell me if you can hear the caller. Wait, hold up. Let me try to disconnect and connect it back. Okay, disconnect and connect it. Let's see if that works. So them can't hear you. Go on. Because I'm hearing you clear in my mic. Can you hear him now? Before we go further, they gotta be able to hear you. So that makes sense. I gotta take you off. I gotta take you off and then do it manually. So can you hear him now? Because it's coming through the system. I don't know why. You know what? Let me do this. Let me do it manually. Yeah, hold on. Go on.
The system is dumb, but I can hear myself.
Well, we can't hear you too. What? So we can't hear you. Can you hear him now? And it was working last night. Let me know if you can hear him now. Let me just put you manually. Take it for the system. It doesn't make any sense. Can you guys hear him now? Let me know, people. I don't understand why it's not working. Them can't hear it. Go on manually. Do it manually.
going somewhere and we're on a good path to where we should be. The objective are being met so far.
Yes, I would agree with that. The objective have been met so far.
So we can't. So I hear the frustration. I totally understand you. But here's the thing. We can't be too anxious to say, boy, you know, the man that should have done it, this man that should have done it because we play with better football. No. I believe in the team that the coach put because he didn't call me, brother, we can't play, but we're not good like we did it right now. You know, see. So as long as no riffraff that is the one that shouldn't do it, I believe that the team are doing it. You know?
No.
I believe that coach is doing that thing where you might do an inversion thing, but work around the midfield and then lock the midfield defensively. He has done it in the Unity Cup. He has done it in a couple of games, and I believe that's what's going to happen again. So I'm not anxious at all. I'm not worried. I believe this team will be stronger, better as we continue progressing forward.
Would you agree that this is the most important game of the qualifier so far?
It's the most challenging. I wouldn't say the most important. It's the most challenging.
Why not the most important?
It's one of the better teams
right.
That we are playing right now. They have good players, experienced players, you know, that's been out there. So they're going to take us to the task, you know. So nonetheless, we are on, because we're coming off a 2-game streak. We have more structured focus. So with all that put together, we can go there and do it. If anything, what I'm worried about, how are they going to settle themselves and the type of turf that they're going to play on. That's the only concern I would have. And nonetheless, I know they can adjust and play the ball that we are going to play.
No. Your call is very, very positive. There's a lot of merit to it. I'm still going to say this. When I look at my team, I want my team to have the best chance to win. I am not sure when we pick this kind of team, give ourselves the best chance to win.
Here's the thing. You're saying it, but you have to say it with doubt. You have to say that the team that is being chosen will win.
So I tell you something about me have doubt. I mean, I'm not camouflage doubt. Me not camouflage doubt business. Me have doubt about what? Me have doubt about the management. Me have doubt about the assistant coach. Me have doubt about players because players are like, wait, coach, follow, you know this. Players, when you're playing football, it's a repetition thing, it's a must memory thing, you know. You have to, if you're not playing, if you're on the bench for your team and you're not using practice, you're not playing a game match where it means something. There's a difference.
Yeah, and there's a process as well too. So, you know, we have to work with the process, respect the process, follow the process, and see how you come through.
There ain't no process.
Come on.
They just throw things for them. They throw things for them board and it stick. No.
McClaren and Banks, I may have some doubts about him. He is a professional, business-minded football elite. As much as I may think about him in some cases. So he's not just going to go there and just throw anything out. No.
Well, look. Some people stand up elite different from others. What you need to be elite, somebody is not elite. There's nothing elite about McClaren. Nothing elite about McClaren. Nothing. No,
you shouldn't say that.
Nothing elite about McClaren. Okay. So define elite. Define elite.
The elite as to where other top coaches have made it to. But why he got fired in so many different areas. He may get fired because he got hired, but he's doing what he had to do. And I believe with what he's doing here now, we have to trust him in the process because there's a lot of things behind the scene that's been baked together, put it together, that is working with it. Players that we have are professional players that in through the ropes, especially the ones from overseas. They know the process. And if they didn't see something good out of what been going on, you think they're trouble?
No. Look, players sometimes ignore Ineffective. No, players, because they have no choice. They want to play football. They ignore ineffective coaching. They ignore subpar coaching. They'll come and play. Why do you think Rudolph Speid is a technical advisor? Have you seen any technical advisor getting put into any World Cup squad to add value in any? When? Tell me which country you're here. No. We're talking about in this process we go through now. Where you hear technical advisor being put in the middle of a World Cup campaign when you're still winning. We see a technical advisor being put in. You think if Jeff weren't concerned, don't put Speid in there?
Well, he slipped up in the Nation League and all that, so they're really gonna put him on the back foot to say, hey.
But you just told me the man is elite. You told me he's elite. Wait.
I also said that as elite as he is, he has lost a couple of jobs because of how he performed. But nonetheless, I see as a top-notch professional football business coach.
So stop right there.
Yeah.
So you're a top-notch professional business coach, and you can't land a job. You can't get no head coaching job. Even though you've been a head coach for a while, you coach England, you coach in Middlesbrough, you coach in FC20, you coach all this team. You haven't got a head coaching job for how long now? For how long?
He was working with FIFA in between those times.
Because he can't get no head coaching job.
He was doing something else.
He was at Man U with Ten Hag, yes, but he can't get no head coaching job. Jamaica came along and even Steve Booth jump on it. Steve Booth that get killed now when managed the championship.
We have the coach. So far, he's doing all right.
No, he's not doing all right. He got wait.
Yeah, better wins than loss. We all know
He's
that.
not doing all right. He's not doing all right. Don't say he's doing all right. He's not.
He's never, man. Doesn't he have better win than loss?
But Carl, everything. No, because it's not a yes or no answer. It's all about context. So think about it. Who did you play to have win or loss? Who have you played? Have you played anybody that's good? We will see when this game comes with Curacao. That's a good test. Curacao game is a good test. Right? If you don't say yes, good win and loss, what happened in the Nations League? What happened in the Gold Cup? Where did it go? Did we do well in the Gold Cup? Yeah, but I'm just saying he's the coach, right? He's the manager, right? So look, I understand what you're saying, and we'll get behind the team come Friday. We're gonna call it what we see now. Come Friday when it's game time, we'll get behind. They'll feed our spirit. We're gonna get behind the team. But right now, we're not happy. Well, I'm gonna say we. I am not happy with certain decisions that we made because I think it hurts the team. It doesn't help the team.
Saying we because you're the one who's crying.
No, I'm saying I just changed from the we to I. I want to speak for others. I'm saying I am not happy about the midfield. I can live with the defense, even though people are not playing, and we got to call it out too. Because look, we follow the football religiously. We also follow other countries. We also assess how questions that are asked, decisions made, strategy employed, vision that's put in place and then get executed. We look at all these things to inform how we should consider our football. It doesn't marry well. It doesn't marry well.
Here's my last point, and I got to go.
Yeah.
Here's the next thing. The coach put out a selection. There's a press conference. You guys, YouTubers, however you want to categorize yourself, press conference. What the question that you want? It does not help the concern that you all have.
What do you mean?
It's a question, man, because
but you can't put us all in the same basket. You can't put us all in the same basket.
I gotta do it, man, because I hear not just you, I'm not gonna say you, but right, but yeah, people like you just saying a bunch of stuff. The press conference, legitimate question: What is your strategy for this window? How are we gonna go? What front we going with? How we gonna, things like that. So the coach know that the next time he's coming, be prepared because people are really paying attention to that.
Yeah, but those questions get asked sometimes. I mean, the problem that we have is if we ask 10 questions, only 2 are good questions. It's the problem we run into. The good questions are asked almost every press conference. The problem is not enough of them are asked, right? And if you listen up, I listen to the England press conference a lot, because they always happen before the Jamaica press conferences. And I hear how intrusive they are and how confrontational they are, and we get complained that we're toxic when we do the same thing. Yeah, man. Thanks for the call.
You did a good job, man.
All right.
I hope you drink some water, cool yourself down, and come
All right, I'll drink some right now. All right, thanks a lot for the call, sir. People, I don't know what's happened to my system, but somehow it's connected, but it wasn't coming through. That don't make any sense. I'm drink some water as a man, sir. I'm not staying much longer, you know. I came on for very short. I was gonna do a video, and video take too long enough. So I'm saying, just let's hope this works now. Hello, good afternoon. Before you talk, can you guys hear this caller? I don't know what's happening to my system. It's all connected. Can you guys hear the caller? Let me hear if I can hear you first. Let me if I can hear you first before we go further. Can you? What's your name, caller? Them say them can't hear you. This doesn't make no sense, people. Yeah, 1 second, hold on. Let me check the system. That's working. If I go in the StreamYard. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. All right, Tim, we can hear him now. This must work now. I think I fixed it. Let's see if we fix it. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, testing.
We can't hear him now, right? No most can't hear him now. We can't hear him now?
Yeah, they're not here.
Wait, what up? They not come back to me yet. Let me know if they can't hear him now. You mean no, Juras? 307. Them said no, they can't hear. What? Them say yeah. Maria say yeah. Okay, them say yes. Good. We're good now. We're good now. Go on, caller.
Yeah, I don't know if you just see the observer, the Mara Gray injury, right?
I didn't see that.
Yeah. So we have bigger problems right now. And honestly, like, so me that talk to a couple people, like, I'm sure you probably hear the news too, with like me say Rico Henry them have passport, right? So I'm trying to, and Kamata actually, well,
no, Rico doesn't have passport. Rico has citizenship. He doesn't have passport.
Oh, so okay,
but passport will take too long to get citizenship to get. It'll take too long to get.
Exactly. Like me saying qualified to get and can play, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, me really think so them not even try to get the players them, like the effort for them do for Mason.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'm looking at
that's not true. That's not true. So all right. I mean, sometimes I don't want to say too much in the time. I get myself in that trouble. They did try. There were like 5 players in the mix who they were working on diligently to get those players. Some players needed convincing, right? I know some players are on the fence. They must say, I think about Jamaica, but I'm not sure. I'm still young. And I thought they convinced all 5. There were a couple of players who were pushing to get the citizenship, and it just went dud. A problem was in the window. I'll give you an example. Max Aarons, who's at Rangers, when he could have come to Jamaica, Rangers were trying to qualify for the Champions League, because they're in the knockout phases, because you have a earlier round and then you go to the normal.
Yeah. So
he couldn't travel. I don't know what happened subsequently, because we have this window. I don't hear that he's traveling to Jamaica. And I haven't contacted my previous sources because I've sort of moved on. So
So with Whisper now, with them adding Whisper on the team, right? They have to say them could add a midfield like all our Daniel Johnson said. I mean, that's why I figure out like why them do this. That's because the midfield light, and Bobby Reed, he's back in there. But you're still, it's like a curious way to play the most important game. Like, we just feel like them just not doing enough to try even say we're gonna tie the game. Because if you look at it, I just Bobby Reed and Pinnock are the only starters where we're gonna have where we're gonna use the last game to start. Those are the only two now. Everybody,
I haven't looked at. Let me just see that. So okay, let's go over that. So Andre Blake also.
Yeah, so, Blake.
Andre Blake, Pinnock. Well, we're not gonna start, but we assume you're right about Bobby Reed. You are on the forward line is probably the same. If Gray not playing, it's probably the same forward line. So you're probably right in terms of. Well, in the midfield, it depends on which game you're talking about, because Hayden was played the last time, right? Hayden won't play.
Exactly. Hayden gone now, so Free are gonna play in his role.
Palmer gone too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we not the same situation like Trinidad game, and if you look how you have to say we have about 10 assistant coach a walk behind McClaren, and what you have to say none of them sit down and analyze the last game and say they'll try to pick some different. We need to do something else because obviously we never play a good game Trinidad, so this is not going to work. And no more concerned with Greer out. You understand?
There is too much focus on we have 6 points. We won the last. That's too much. That gone and past is going forward. As you're saying, what have we learned from the last 2 games, and what we need to do to correct things that we weren't happy with, and add to and enhance it going forward. That's what we should be doing.
100%. I know this coach is a fan of young players, and I'm assuming that's why probably Hall didn't get selected, but it's like, John Russell, for example, why is John Russell on the team? Would I love somebody tell me a game where
he score goals, so maybe that's why.
Okay, so why not use a double pivot? Why not just use 2 forward then? Why John Russell role on the field? Kind of him don't play defense. Why we can't use 2 forward instead? You get what I say? Why not put Burrell and Kadama?
It's an interesting question. A lot of teams don't play 2 forwards anymore this year, like Inter. Most teams don't play 2 forwards. It's coming back a little bit.
You know, see what I do? You know, see what Russell do for him? You know, he's just on the field and take up space. And I'm like, are they looking at these things and trying to fix these problems? You know what I mean? It's like.
So here's the thing, though. So those who are in the press conference asking questions, some of those questions should be asked, So that's what's important, where we come to these forums and we have these conversations and we generate ideas. We should be collating these ideas and bring to those forums. I'm not in those press conferences because the last one they had, we couldn't participate remotely. You had to be physically on site. But whoever is in those press conferences, some of these questions should be put to the coach. Like the midfield is a problem. The midfield is a problem.
Everybody focus on a press conference is to ask the coach about Mason Greenwood. Every single person. Like, it get annoying now, because the man make up his mind, and people upon the man Instagram page are telling about him mother and all. The man never tell us him a complaint, but that's all them focus on.
Wait, people on Instagram telling about his mom?
Yeah, if you go on Instagram, people Jamaicans are like, but we don't need you. This, that, you
mean some people are they're that dark? Really?
On Instagram.
Why would anybody be abusing the person who hasn't done anything to you? What have they done to you for you to abuse them?
You remember when, because of how it came out, when they asked the Observer and Gleaner put out a report that he rejected them. So, Jamaicans take it like, him reject Jamaica. The man just make up his mind. So people ignorant and take it dark and.
Yeah, but it's one way to disappoint and express in the public forum. It's not thing to go on somebody's page and you're abusing them verbally in written form about them not wanting to come. Why would they want to come play for you after that anyway?
I'm sure his team probably go on YouTube and say, every video we see Maverick make, turn on this, reject this, and all the other YouTubers. Them. And that's all them do. The man never tell none of them. He did one interview on me, when him talk about Jamaica, one interview, and they ask him, the French media was like, so is it true, do you have any desire to play for Jamaica, or is it Jamaica after you? And he said, we just had a brief discussion, but him not make up his mind yet. That's all he said.
And that's his prerogative, right? I mean, that's his prerogative, right? Yeah.
And but the media push it, I think because they dropped out a Gold Cup and them never, they Jamaica so embarrassed, they keep on a push it like say, this man was going to come and them because they needed something to get the fans them back.
Well, I had enough information to know that. Let me not say anything. Let me just say this. I've moved on from Mason.
I've moved on. Yeah, but we get so your city game for this Friday though. Like, I mean,
I am concerned. That's why you hear me here venting. I'm concerned about the midfield. I watched Curacao play against Bermuda. They gave up goals. They can be got right. They don't have Chung, who I think is their best player, but I think they've brought in some more players. Yeah. Bakuna brothers are good, but I'm just saying they're just 2 players. They've brought in a lot of players from the motherland or whatever you want to call it for them. So they have a good team. And they did well in the Gold Cup. They played well against Canada. So they have a good team and they have a good coach, and they're at home. We have a good forward line, but my concern is there are two primary concerns. One is we're not playing enough football in the defense and the offense and the midfield. And secondly, the midfield needs help. The midfield is weak. Midfield is weak.
Lemby Keys and nothing I get minutes pan the team and me see my play against Man U under 21 the other day. And I'm like,
well, I don't worry about Lemby Keys, to be honest. He's 22 years old or whatever it is. He's a baby.
He play. I don't say him talented and him playing. He play. No haven't played not one game in a thing.
I'm not worry about Low either. I'm not worry about Low. Let me be honest. There's some players I'm not worry about. I worry about Pinnock because I'm already slow. Low and Lemby Keys I'm not worry about. Them all just play them game or them not play them game. They won't get physical. They not take no prisoners. Hopefully Low can prevent the yellow and red card them. Me not worry about Low and Lemby Keys. I don't worry about Low Lemby Keys. I worry about Lati because he hasn't played any football. At least we know Low was injured in the World Cup and recover. We see Low play more recently. We haven't seen Lati play any football. That's a concern. Bobby Reid, I'm concerned about breaking down. But I don't worry about his ability to play and put out 100%. I'm not worried about that. I worry about John Russell time down and play good.
Yeah, that Mr. John Russell McClaren Reid actually have played good enough because I've watched like 3 games. Him start the last 2 games and before that he was coming off the bench. And him play good. He's playing good. This look like the old Bobby Reid. So I'm not concerned about him. I do what he means. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, but bless up though. You know, and also one last thing though. One last thing, because that's about the citizenship thing we are talking about from last night. All right. If me know born in Jamaica, I'm going to go to America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would I ever be considered as a Black American?
If you're born in Jamaica and you go to America, no, you would be considered a Black American in the traditional sense. No, you wouldn't. I don't think so.
Okay. So anybody born outside of Jamaica?
But you know when you naturalize, you're American, right? Wait. What? You're considered Caribbean American, not Black American, because Black American is more of people who have been here since, right? You're considered American. Yes, you're Caribbean American. You gotta be careful. Even if you're born here from Caribbean descent, you're considered Caribbean American. Caribbean American. Yeah, true that. Exactly. But because I'm a foundational American now, where your grandmother was born in a USA for you to be considered foundational American, right? Yeah.
All right. So anybody born outside of Jamaica, then even if you grew up come to Jamaica at 5 months old, are you Jamaican?
If you're born outside of Jamaica and come to Jamaica at 5 years old, and you're naturalized, you're Jamaican. Yeah, if you're naturalized, you're Jamaican. If you're a citizen of the country, you're that country.
Not that.
I never consider. Wait, first of all, let me just say this about the British thing, people. Yes, I was British. I have never considered myself British. Never.
But when you consider yourself, everybody see you as gringo, no matter how you look.
Nobody see me. First of all, nobody would know me. First of all, do I sound like I have a British accent? I lost it at 6 years old. I ain't got a British accent.
But you're gringo, all right. Because if you go to Brazil or Spain, you're gringo. No matter, you'll never be one of them. So, but we accept you. I just say
but you know, if you accept, because you can't accept somebody already. You accept somebody who come in your country.
I just say when the man call out that much as they express, they will never accept you fully. We know we only go use you if you're like superstar. We say you're Jamaican, but if you're just a regular, we will not accept you. I just say everything.
All right. So I hear. Thanks for the comment. People, McCare, we will not question the nationality of people. Hey, you know something? It's kind of funny to hear that conversation. Because first of all, where you mean Brooklyn and Jamaica people? Trust me. Flatbush, East Flatbush, Leffords, even nowadays, Old Mill Basin. Jamaica, you there? Bronx. I don't know what that was. Hello?
Hey, foreigner. Foreigner. Just relax yourself. Foreigner. But I'm going to enjoy a little session where you're going to have over the weekend. I'm going to make you like a foreign talk and with you like a foreign friend.
First of all, the Jamaica ambassador. Wait. Here's this funny. The US the former US ambassador to Jamaica, who is a Jamaican, is our keynote speaker, who went to the same high school in Jamaica I went to. Okay?
Yeah.
Exactly. So you know, I'm Jamaican.
So you're Jamaican, so him not have no problem with it.
Me play damn now with him, so we know say you're Jamaican, of course.
Oh, I just demand them on talk show radio. They don't know. They don't know. Say Hanover, one of them parish there, you did bar and go and use the TikTok.
Me the St. James, me the Hanover, me the Lucy, me the Harborview, me the Waltham Park Road, me the Hagley Park Road, everywhere.
Hello. No Jamaican not even know Hanover there, no. They not even know Hanover there, no.
No, they don't know Hanover there. No, sir, they know nothing. They just know them.
I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah,
move
man.
on. Hey, listen to this now. Sometimes, my people, they are the most ignorant and the most stupidest people that I've ever seen in my life. Sometimes they make them ignorance just make them just turn fool, Imagine, it's like you say, them say the fox can't get the grape. Him say it's sour. Imagine, you have a guy, a youth out there play football and them a try get him and them a quote him and a wine and dine him. And I know that I hope and pray, cranky, say no for my people down in Jamaica, I write all kind of negative nonsense on the man Instagram page like some fool.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
I hope it is some of them British people over there who want to get back at the youth because of the whole thing we're going on with him.
Right.
With him and this just come in like, oh, a windfall. I can use it and go on like some there in Jamaica. Because on the web, everybody can't say anybody, because you don't know who the country. You understand?
It is true, but I have a funny feeling it's more than that. I have a funny feeling.
So all they know it's good to be a good old bloke over there. One of those nice, little white, maybe all are the queen cousins.
I try to protect Jamaica people. I try to protect Jamaica people.
But I have to, because we couldn't let that fool. We're looking the best team to field so that Jamaica Football Federation can win some game and make some money and we raise a flag high and go about the business and happy with yourself. I'm not with that fool there. They don't know it's a big business this. I want to think this. I want like a party shop down at the corner where a man sells some max juice.
Yeah, it's disappointing. And a party shop, because Speid them is a party shop like Juicy and something make money,
Juicy beef has spread out
beef,
now.
Golden Cross, all they make money, so we can't call them again.
Yo, remember when time Golden Cross they just started the one little shop there, up on Gunhill Road there, up by the train station,
Yep.
The one little shop, the little man starting, and now everywhere you turn,
But what's funny, not to digress, what's funny about that though, because when Howells, when he started off Golden Crush, right? What he did was he got a group of people to be on his board. Because the franchise thing wasn't his idea, It was someone on his board suggested. Somebody like Sims and him on them board. Them suggested and it worked out brilliantly for him, right? So the point I'm trying to make is that you sometimes need others to help you on your journey to get to where you need to get to. You can't do everything by yourself.
You know what's that? The football man them big him up because when time football used to play at the local high school down at the way the certain
Mr. play down there. Mr. play down there.
Play down Roosevelt.
With Buffalo, Mr. play Buffalo down there.
Okay, so you're Bronx boy.
No, I'm Brooklyn, but we're the only Brooklyn team to play in the league. The Queens team not play and Bronx team play.
Only look up foreign boy, me I telling you just all over the place. Like
Mr. play them. Mr. play them. Mr. play for Buffalo where they have like Diego and Dynamo and Catherine and sort of play. Freddie Butter play for a team too, but he must play for Queen's team, Caribbean United. Yeah, man, must play with them.
So our sons up Negos and all of them team there.
Yeah, and the team, we call them upsetters from Arne Gardens with Blake and them. Yeah, man. Play no league there.
Oh, yeah, man. Anyway.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, the man them left the little. But hear this now. This is why I'm called about that whole Greenwood thing there. Greenwood, I know you that, Greenwood have 3 million followers. You think so the man have time to read Instagram? If him to read Instagram, the man will have time for practice. He cannot go through all of them things they work. Maybe him look on him Instagram and say, chop, and go and kick football. So hopefully, you not to pay attention to them part foolishness they will go on. And he already knows that the whole internet thing is a farce, and you can't go by everything, in that thing. Because you have lovers and haters. As Dennis Brown said, love and hate.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, but no, man, I understand that you say you pass the Greenwood thing, but you can't pass the Greenwood thing because we have bigger fish to fry. And as you've been mentioning all day, the coach will make some mistake and appear forward and defend and him now do no midfield, which might work in this section of the tournament, the qualifiers here. But when we go to the big stage, it won't work because we're going to be playing against bigger and better teams. So hopefully, and this is where I agree with you, I hope that he's listening and he's saying, something, I really need to get some midfielder, so the youth them can come in and, we can figure out what we're going to do, because when we get to the next level, we are going to have to have a solid midfield on for the team. Whether it be your boy Ravel or whoever. We're gonna have to
they're not going for Ravel. I think they're done with Ravel. They move on from Ravel. And that's their prerogative, right? But if they move on,
go get Whitmore, go get Tapper. Make Tapper suit up.
Well, you know what? If they I could live with that. Right? If you move on Ravel and got other midfielders, better midfielders or midfielders that are competent, but we haven't fixed the midfield problem. So you're gonna move on when you haven't fixed the problem. You should move on when you fix the problem. We're not. I'm gonna give you an example. Arteta, when he went to play Man City, when he went to play Liverpool, he went conservative, played Merron along with Rice, along with what was he playing at midfield, and people brutalized him, saying he was too negative, right? And but he has quality midfielders. We don't even have them. We haven't gone to get them. That's the frustration. And then we have people in the chat like, why name say, "Oh, you YouTube coaches." Everybody's a YouTube coach nowadays. Every country have YouTube coaches. So we don't know that about. I'm going to say Jamaica, open us a different bucket. Everybody have YouTube coaches.
You know what I mean? Understand about you.
Yeah.
My youth, you're New York, I know. You know, say once you live in New York, you know, you understand New York, you know. Who has the most sports fanatic in the world? New York City.
Yeah.
Everybody is a coach, everybody is a guru, everybody know everything. You understand?
Yeah.
Jamaica don't have sports guru like in New York. Jamaica don't even have a population in New York. Bronx alone probably have more population than Jamaica in a whole. And I'm talking Jamaicans worldwide. Look here, Cranky, you have to have a thick skin when time in the sports business, you know. If criticism is not something that you can more find a good work, I mean, no, so you're man.
I'm like Kevin Durant. I give like I get. If you're gonna give it to me, you have to be ready to take it. If you're gonna give it to me, you have to be able to take it. That's my philosophy. I don't have thin skin because I criticize, but if you don't give it to me, then prepare yourself to receive it. That's what I'm saying.
When you're in the sports business, the sports industry, you have to have a thick skin because you're gonna get it from both sides. You know, you can't. And it's not personal because the fans want winners. You understand? People are paying their money, they want winners. The guys them on the team, they want winners. You understand? Yeah. And everybody is looking towards the coach to make it happen. So sometimes when you win, the coach get the praises. When you lose, the coach get the beat up. When time the team to get put together is not the players them put the team together, it's the coach put the team together along with the organization. So I agree with you.
But you think about this though. You think about this though. When we went to the Gold Cup and the midfield, we only had two true midfielders. I heard Rudolph Speid, the technical advisor now, went on Sports Explosion and laughed the fact we only have two midfielders as if it was very derivative laugh that basically says almost like, you know, when you say yeah idiot thing them couldn't say right no he's not part of the organization, right? So now we have moved on months down the road. I haven't seen a material improvement in terms of picking midfielders.
But I thought that the Unity Cup was that thing where when time then they go over the Unity Cup, then they try out enough you to say, yo, let me say who can do this car, you know?
Well, I mean, Burrell came in, right? They did a few, but people like Burrell, they're now in the squad. I think they had Burrell. Who else we had in the Unity Cup? It was not a ton of new people. They had some players, but it was not a ton of new people actually. Cover was there,
so
I think.
The first time that Madison did play for the team, and
Madison injured is my understanding, so him can't come play. He can't come now because he's injured, and he may not have gotten called, but he can't come because he's injured.
Well, he might can't come now, but when time the big match them ready, will he be ready by then?
We don't know. I don't know what his injury is. I mean, look at Bernard. He's been out for about a year. I mean, so it depends. You know, it depends. We don't know the injury, but even if he's not injured, I mean, I don't see him getting to the team now. Give him all the available players, right?
And your boy injured too, you know. Your star baller injured too, and him try work him way back, you know.
Ooh.
So him not even. What you mean? Who? Me not talk. I'm Cadamartri or Cadamarteri or whatever I'm there. But the other Bailey. Me talk about the other Bailey.
Oh, you mean my baller?
Your baller. Your baller try work him way back, you know, because him don't want to lose him work.
Him always going that team, man. Him always that team. You not worry about it. Them
All
play
right.
him. He's always gonna be in the team. You don't have to worry about no
Well,
game
I
time.
hope that's how they're looking towards. This is why I say, look here, I agree with you 100%. Look here, right now, we're on 6 points, and this window, we can get another 6 points. That's 12. If, let's say, Trinidad win or lose with Bermuda, that no really mean nothing to it. We need to beat Curacao, go up at 9. Then, when Curacao play Trinidad, if them draw, and then we just butter up Bermuda, we're gone through. Then hopefully within the next 2 games, then can make the whole of the forward them steer them yard, make the whole of the defender them steer them yard, find midfield from US, from England, from Spain, from France, from Togo. To find some midfield and make the man them run round and they out of the batch, you say, okay, let's say 1 or 2 when we can use. Whether them too old or them too young. But with the last 2 games, and this is why this window is so important that we lock up shop. You understand? Do what we're supposed to do.
Even if that's the
games.
case, it won't work like that. So here's why. So there are a lot of people with the perspective that the people who got you qualified should be rewarded, and they should.
Wait. You
might know that, but I'm telling you, that's the narrative, and they should not be replaced, right? So if that's the case, then you're going to bring new people in who may replace some people who were there from the beginning. Some people would be extremely unhappy.
Then people they don't know football. Because from ever since I've been watching football, the dynamics of changes and who in and who out has always been that way. Not because you get to somewhere, all of a sudden you see your next man come in and they're like, yo, what's going on, man? Them say, man, thank you for getting me here. But no, we need to go to 1 step up. Can you beat out that man? No, I cannot. Well, then you sit and the next man play. As a matter of fact, I like you, I keep you on the bench and then me give you some spot minutes, second half. That's how footballers always work.
Yeah.
They did it the last in '98 when time we made World Cup. Enough man didn't take them to buy another squad,
Yeah, I know. Paul, there are enough of them. Wasn't Freddie, Paul Young, there are a number of them.
Enough man, because I remember clearly when the British player them come over, enough man was a ball.
Yeah, but it's football in general, right?
It's football in general, so it's a part of the game. This is not basketball, by the way. Knicks ready. Yankees look like them have a pulse.
No, ready.
Yankees look like them have a pulse.
Barely.
But
They were done
Jets and
6-1 last
Giants
night.
done.
6-1 last night. Jets and Giants have been done before the season started. All right. So appreciate the call.
Yeah, man. Respect. Yeah,
man. Bless
Hold
it.
it down.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So somebody says, the caller talking, hey, Stefan, for mine, when I say no, Stefan, are you wrong to Stefan? The man, right? The man explained, Stefan, you're not listening. He said, if we beat Curacao and Trinidad draws with Curacao, so even if Trinidad beat Bermuda and they would have 6 points, right? And we would have 12. So if one of those teams gets eliminated, so if we beat Curacao, who now has 4 points, and they draw Trinidad, they're going to have 5 points. If they win the next 2 games, they're going to have 11 points. We would have 12 points. We would qualify. So he's right. You hope that Curacao and Trinidad draw both games and that we win our first 4 games, then we would qualify. Because we would have 12 points, they would have 11 points. That's what you hope for. Will that materialize? We don't know. Friday will tell us. But it's an interesting situation where we have a chance to qualify this window if we can get, if the results can go in our favor. Having said that, even if we lose to Curacao, we beat Bermuda, and we beat Curacao at home when they come to our place, we'll be in a good place. But we have to take it. We can't afford to lose. We should try not to lose to Curacao. If we don't beat Curacao, it's going to get sticky. Yes, it will. Poor house, so we're losing Friday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about us losing, but I don't have this sense of confidence. Look, I didn't like how we played against Trinidad, I'll be honest. He was going to start anyway, Odell. If Gray came in, CFAS would still start. What the coach would do, especially given how light the midfield is, He would put Demar Gray in the 10. He may even put Demar Gray on the right or Cephas on the right. He probably would bench Campbell and play Cephas left, Cephas right, Gray left. But the midfield is nothing going to put the team. Because the midfield, nothing, you can't just put anybody in the midfield. You could do what he did with Gray when he had Bailey and Cephas and play Gray in the 10 and play Bailey right and play Cephas left. He has some. Kadamarti probably will start up front. I don't think that's disputable. He probably played the last window. So, and then I don't know who plays the 6. Is that Bobby Reed? Is that Frey? Is that Latti? I don't know who plays the 6. We see how important Hayden is, actually. You're talking crap, Star Boys, Juicy Phillips. You're talking a bunch of crap. Total nonsense. That means you don't watch any other country and any other football team. You're talking nonsense. And I can tell you, you're talking nonsense. Every other country, real football fans. What's a real football fan? Are you the real football fan, Star Boys? Appreciate and support their team that they respect, by the way, wrong, by the way, it's THEIR. And work with the choices this coach made. Jamaicans sit around and wonder who picked the team. Y'all different as hell. I just came from the England watching Tuchel play with England. I just hear they criticizing about Billingham. I hear they criticizing about Grealish. I hear they criticizing about Foden. What are you talking about? Why don't you guys go do your homework first, then come on the program and run your mouth? Don't do that. Don't come here and talk your nonsense, and you have no background, no insight to provide that says your argument is legit. I have no problem with criticism. I have no problem with that with insight, but provide intelligent insight. Don't provide nonsense. And come on this forum talk. You're the Mexican fan, them? You're the US fan, them want to beat Pochettino? What are you talking about? Every other country, as if you are the epitome or you are the authority and knowledge about football fans. Stop your nonsense. You're the Ireland coach them with Hallgrimson. Stop your nonsense, man. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't have to follow me in my youth. You don't have time for the nonsense. I call you out when you're talking nonsense. You come with some facts and you come with some insightful information. I have no problem with it. I admit if I'm wrong, which is rare. But I admit it. If you come to with other football, Jamaica has some of the least toxic football fans. You have no idea what is toxic. Go ask the camera. Hello, good evening.
Cranky, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good so far. I can't complain.
That's a good thing. What do you have to say?
Okay, so I hear you are very disgusted with the selection of this team, right?
No, I'm very disgusted with the selection of the midfield. Let's make that clear. I understand what our restrictions are. I am concerned about the lack of playing time for players in the defense and the midfield, and also concerned about the quality of the midfield. I'm not complaining about the forward line. Even though Whisper came in, I think Whisper is being rushed into the team. I don't think it's good for Whisper, but he's a quality player. I don't think it's fair for Whisper, by the way. I think we are rushing Whisper into the team when he came off a major injury. When he's going to play in competitive games, this is not under 21. No. This is CONCACAF where the refs are much more lenient on bad tackles. It's not a good thing.
Well, I think JFF did that for to bring out fans for money, and also his handler did that for a show, so Chelsea can see what he's all about.
Well, his handler is not relevant. His handler is not. He's irrelevant nowadays. He is irrelevant. He's irrelevant.
Okay, I disagree, but okay, no problem.
we agree to disagree. We agree to disagree.
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. So the midfield, right? Who's missing from the midfield from the last team?
Hayden and Palmer.
Okay, so don't we have don't we have a Kirai that can fill in for Hayden?
Yeah, but he can fill in. He can try.
Okay,
He can try to fill in. He can try to fill in.
I think he's going to do a good job. Don't we have a Bobby Reed that can fill in? For,
yes, we do.
Palmer?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I let's get behind the team. I mean, I don't get it. We have the missing pieces right there.
Well, maybe missing for you. I don't agree. So here's the thing. Here's what you're missing. Here's what you're missing.
Right.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players listed as midfielder, right? 2 can play. We only have 5. You use 3 midfield. That means you only have 2 on the bench, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much defenders we have and how much forwards we have?
We have a gang of forwards. We have a lot of forwards.
So why don't we add more midfielders than more forwards?
I don't think we have a midfield problem. We have a selection problem.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, but midfield is part of the selection, right? Selecting midfield is part of the process, right?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. But I mean, a lot of people are saying that we need this player, that player, and we had a list that was going around, and everybody was running around with this list of players that's supposed. Like, it's like y'all don't know who the JFF is. I don't understand. Like, if y'all keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, that's crazy.
Well, no. You know what? I'm not going to beat the JFF for that because I think they were supportive of some of those players coming in. They were supportive. I know they were supportive of the players coming. They were supportive. It's part of the process, and the players. Look, the JFF has some culpability, but they're not the main culprits in this case.
No, they are the main culprits. You know why? Because you have to make your brand attractive. If I'm a Mason Greenwood, etc., I would never come here because it's not attractive, right? So it starts.
The World Cup is attractive.
Yeah, the World Cup is attractive, but still, I mean, your brand is more attractive than the World Cup. This guy has a lot.
No, I disagree with that. No, there's nothing more. There's nothing more attractive than the World Cup. Nothing.
Okay, in Mason Greenwood, what is he getting from just playing in the World Cup?
It's a combination of you get to show think about it. For anybody in any discipline, you get to the epitome, the zenith of the profession, and you get to go showcase yourself at the zenith, right? You get to build your brand at the zenith. You get to publicize your brand. Why wouldn't you want to do that? The world is stopping to watch you.
To play with a Jamaica that can't even get 2 passes.
Doesn't matter. You're going to be showcased.
Stop it, man. Let's be real, man.
I'm sure King will find him one of the 14 passes that he missed. I'm sure number 15 will get to him.
Hey, Frankie, let me tell you something. When we had the opportunity to create change, we didn't do it, right? And right now, you can't really battle with the JFF. They're going right now. They're in a position of power. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to muzzle. They're going to muzzle you if they want to. You ever heard the saying, Capri DM, seize the moment? When we had them to slay them, we didn't do it. Right now, they don't business with nobody. They're going to do what they have to do because they're in a position of power. Money coming in, sponsorship coming in, they're good. They're going to do what they have to do. They don't care nothing about what fans are saying. Period.
Well, I would agree the JFF don't really concern themselves about us, but they can't muzzle us. They can muzzle us in terms of going to their press conferences, or muzzle us at their media event, or muzzle go to training, but they can't stop us from going public forum and express our perspective, right? And here's somebody complaining that how negative we are and how no other country does what we do. And I'm saying you're not listening to football fans across the globe. You just know. You're totally clueless if you say that. We're probably at the bottom when it comes to a lot of countries. And look, a lot of us are passionate about football. But if you go to England and people talk about their clubs and their coaches, or they talk about the national team, please.
I 100% agree with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is this: when you had a position of power, as in YouTubers and as in supporters, as in fans, we didn't exhaust that position that we had. When you had all these guys running around, the administration running around in everybody's platform, begging for support, begging for this, begging for money, everything that was begging for. And we're some suckers. We suckered into it. I mean, these guys will never change. In order to cripple an administration, you know exactly what to do. Nobody has to fight, cuss, none of the above. It's all about finance. It's all about money.
Yeah, no, look, I understand your perspective and understand what you're saying, and it's correct, which is, and it's human nature in general, which is when we need something, we will do what we need to do to try to garner that support. And for some people, when they get it, they forget that they even went through that process, right? They forget that you actually exist, and they're not as supportive as they should be. And we see that sometimes with organizations like the JFF, whereby they will make the rounds, but at some point, and because people sometimes are conflicted, they get upset when you call them out. They want the praise. It's like us, it's like everybody in general. We want the praise, but we don't want the criticism. That's how it is.
I'm not going to absolve myself from that either. We all want the praise, and most of us don't want the criticism. We just want to be told how great we are. We don't want to say, you know, you suck sometimes. You just suck.
Well, Cranky, it's sad because this hasn't changed since I was a kid to now. When you give hyenas the responsibility to take care of goats, what do you think is going to happen?
Carla, don't call nobody hyena man goat. You want to get me banned.
But it's true. I mean, what's the lie about that? It's true.
You use better terms. Say, you know what? If you give some individuals certain support and they may bite the hand that feed them, that's a better way to put it.
Oh, well,
don't call them no hyenas, man. They're pretty tough. Yes, but they're pretty tough. As I said.
Listen, I'm a guy that you ever read the book, The Art of War?
No.
I'm all about. Okay, you need to read that book, Cranky. Let me tell you something, man. These guys will never change. When you get them, you got to really punish them, right? And right now, it seems like they're winning, but guess what? Where the bloodline is, where the vein is, the blood that's running through the vein, it's a problem right there, right?
Yeah.
Since Mr. Chung left, I don't know who's in control of that. And I guarantee you, mark my words, I said it last time, I said, if you want to know a serious and you should know this, Cranky, a serious administration, right? Look at who they put to control the money. If he's not above Dennis Chung or in the same level as Dennis Chung, right? This administration is not serious.
They're not having it. I think that control left when Dennis left.
Exactly.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Exactly.
It did.
It's gone. Now it's the same old.
Dennis was a barrier to get your hands in the till. Is what I'm going to call it. Dennis was a barrier. Dennis would be one of set processes and standard and controls.
Thank you.
And you can't spend a dime unless you give me a receipt and you can substantiate why you spend the dime. They don't have that level of control anymore. In fact, they're glad to get rid of Dennis.
Very happy.
Because I got a lot of complaints about Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm laughing, thinking, I'm saying, yes, Dennis, do what you're doing. Make them complain. Me no care what I didn't want them complain the more I laugh. I say, yes, Dennis, you do the right thing. When people start complaining about money and spending, you know you do the right thing.
And that's good. That's right there's our Achilles heel. Right? But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how this thing turn out. But right now, I like the new blood that's on the team. At least I see some little bit of hope based on what these young kids are doing. They're going out there, they're challenging these quote-unquote senior players for position. And if the coach come now and just wreck everything like he did with the Unity Cup, we need to buckle this coach, period. I'm not taking it back. If you go to Venezuela, as you like to say, you like to compare. You go to, remember that year that Mexico was going to the World Cup, and they didn't like the coach. You know what they did? They said all kind of slurs, throw things at the coach, everything. They fired him. A team that was going to the World Cup. Yeah,
that happens sometime, you know. Tottenham reached the final of a cup competition and fired Marino, right?
All right. But look at USA. USA was the same thing. USA had a coach that was average in the A plus, A minus right there. But USA dream is, according to them, they want to win the World Cup. So they're going to get the best coach that's out there to get them to win the World Cup. You can't be mad at them.
True. That is true.
So we don't have standards? Like, what's wrong with us?
No, we don't have standards. We don't have standards.
Okay. All right. Well, I have standards. I have no time to play with these people. These are a bunch of hyenas. But anyway, Cranky, thanks for your show. I appreciate you.
All right. Bless man. Thanks. So Farmer says, Dennis was a troublemaker. He controlled the finances too tightly. Wow. People, isn't that weird? A Jamaican who control the finances control too tightly. Because everybody wants to spend the money like I feed them money. Like I don't feed them money. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, greetings, Cranky.
Bless up, Peter. What you say?
Yeah, I don't believe that you allow the gentleman who just called to compare the USA and Mexico, who got rid of coaches who were somewhat successful,
right,
to Jamaica doing the same thing. We cannot be on the standard of USA and Mexico. Those guys can hire and fire as they please. We don't have that luxury because we are a little third world country trying to pay a coach to come here and coach this team. So we can't do that. We need to stop that. Anytime I hear people say that kind of stuff, it just gets under my skin. That's why I call you.
Right.
Another thing.
So I mean, we could, because we have fired about 4 or so coaches in the last 2 years. We've quite a bunch of coaches have been successful. We're not fired. Let's rephrase that. We have not renewed contracts, or our coaches have quit and we don't have to pay them. Right? So we've done the same thing. We make it untenable for them to stay, or we don't renew their contract. Right?
No, thank you. That's different, man.
No, but the same concept. Successful coaches we don't rehire.
With Lord Donaldson,
Mhm.
because Lord Donaldson is one of who you're referring to.
Yeah.
Lord Donaldson, say that again.
Lon Donaldson, John Wall, the girls on the 20 coach, Hal Grimson.
But
a bunch of coaches get let go, left.
You cannot, you cannot be employed and disrespect your employer. It doesn't work that way. I work for a global company, right? I represent the company I work for.
Right.
If I start to disrespect the protocol of what my company laid on, whether or not I agree with the protocol, I work for this company. You cannot expect to stay in the employment of that company, and that's exactly what. Hey, look, remember, I know I say this all the time when we talk about Lon Donaldson. I went to school when the man that was an iconic. I went to the great institution on North Street. The man, they iconic to me, But I have to be objective. Lon Donaldson did not. He was out of line when he came and started to talk about certain things. And I can't remember the specific, but one of the things, there were several things, but one of the things that he was saying is that the president wanted to keep him, or he was the only person that wanted to keep him, and everybody. There was a lot of things that Don Donaldson used to run his mouth about that was not supposed to come out in the public. And when you do that, you smear the reputation of your employer. And so you cannot expect to stay, whether we agree with it or not, Cranky, is a whole different thing. But that's not the same as Jamaica or the Federation getting rid of a coach when the coach is performing simply because we want better or we have more money to hire a better coach. We cannot compare Jamaica with the USA and Mexico because they have the luxury to do that. They can hire Pochettino. We can't pay Pochettino. They can fire Pochettino tomorrow and hire somebody else. We don't have that luxury. And so when we compare those things, it's apples and oranges. It's not fair.
Well, no, the point was making that sometimes big organizations get rid of coaches, right? Who may be doing well, they still get rid of them, right?
Right. We can't do that.
Yeah, but if we have 5 coaches not doing well, we're gonna fire them, right? Same concept.
Yeah, but we are in a third world country who's trying to pay and get a coach to come in here and do the job, a half decent coach.
Right.
That's where we are. We can't be delusional and think that we are on the level of a USA and Mexico. So when we talk, don't compare USA and Mexico to Jamaica in that respect. It is unfair. It's not right.
Well, no, you can do the comparison with a qualification. You can do the comparison with a qualification.
All right. So the next thing I want.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to move on to is the Mason Greenwood thing. This I don't want to beat up the I just started listening to your program.
Yeah.
So I don't. And
you come late. Typical Jamaican. But go on.
No, but you're not a man. You're not a man who usually early like this. So I didn't even know that you were.
That is true.
So I just heard the last caller. So I don't want to beat him up too much. But so let me try and generalize my statement. Have you ever heard so many excuses being made for Mason Green? Have you ever heard Jamaicans making so many excuses for anybody? Frankie?
No, so I think we got to balance out that comment, right? So have you ever heard somebody get beaten because they said they want to come play for you? Getting killed because them said, they haven't said anything. They got their papers, but they haven't decided to complete. They haven't said anything. They haven't said anything about you. Ever seen anybody get beaten for not saying nothing negative about you at all? They haven't said anything. And just did it, and you just start beat them because they don't want to complete. Like you can't get they can't get the food, so you're vexed and you're hungry. And you can't get the food, you just come beat the source of the food. But so it goes both ways, right? Which is this: you're right. There are people defending him, and you're probably saying that why are you defending him so vehemently? Does he need that defense? But I'm also saying he's getting beaten when he hasn't said anything to get beaten.
Right. So I'm
So
not gonna beat him up. I'm not gonna beat him up. However,
okay.
the excuses is what's killing me with the Jamaican fans, including your last caller. Like I said, I don't want to attack him too much.
Right.
In fact, I was going to call while you have him on the line to see if you could take 2 calls so I could kind of debate him. But
I'm not there
but I
yet.
said
I'm
no.
a little bit dated. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. But if we look at everything, right? From day one, we heard documents needed to be signed, and there were some problems getting his mother to sign, right?
Yeah.
We heard that.
Yeah.
Then we heard that the documents were signed. We've heard that I don't remember who. Oh, okay. Yes. I remember a conversation, and I think it's Roy Simpson or maybe Mr. Speid. Way back when we started talking about the Mason Greenwood and the mother not signing, right?
Yeah.
I remember either Roy Simpson or Mr. Speid, I think it was Roy Simpson, said that there were 3 options. Said either the mother signed or, whatever document needed to be signed is signed. The second option was, I forgot what the second option was, but the third and probably the last final drastic step was the government. And that's exactly what JFF did. We got the government involved. And the reason I said that, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you're closer to the thing, but we heard McClaren came at the press conference and said he's disappointed, especially the fact that, he never said in those words, but you can tell that's what he meant, the fact that the JFF and the government went out of their way and made sure that this man got everything that he needed to represent us. Tell me if you agree with that statement.
I don't agree with that statement. But keep
All right.
going. I agree with that statement. But keep
Remember McClaren. All right, then. You remember McClaren said that the JFF and the government.
Yeah, me know. This got off of McClaren, say. This got off of him, say. Seriously.
All right, but you don't remember the conversation with.
Yeah. I remember a lot. I remember. Yeah.
So there were 3 options.
Roy Simpson talked about his mom before. First of all, it even came up before Roy Simpson. Roy Simpson talked about it, which he probably shouldn't have actually, a public domain,
right.
And that was out there for a while. And then his mom signed. He went through the process.
People who started attacking his mother, and there were YouTubers attacking his mother, which was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of dark people from Jamaica. Dark.
So Roy Simpson should not have said that. Yeah.
No, I don't think Roy should have said that. I think in those things, you got to leave them alone, let them work themselves out. If you're in official capacity, YouTube can't say anything. Within reason.
Yeah, but after that, there was a subsequent interview, or maybe it was the same one, where he said that the 3 options are, if his mother don't sign, then there was another option, and then the third option was to get government involvement, right?
Yeah.
And McClaren would not infer the government if the government was not involved. McClaren would have to be out of his damn mind to do so. McClaren can make a mistake about under 20 and under 17. He's not going to make a mistake about government involvement in Mason Greenwood case. Remember, McClaren has been close to this process, and he wants Mason Greenwood to come, and he has talked to Mason Greenwood. He has said so himself.
Same say.
All right.
Same say. People.
Man would have to be a pathological liar, man.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just gonna say same say.
Right.
Same say.
So so for us now, all right, I'll tell you where I stand. I feel like it's a disrespect. Now I hear what you say about Mason Greenwood didn't say that he wants to represent Jamaica. But why, if you feel that way then, right? Mm-hmm. That you really don't want to represent us, why would you let the JFF go out of their way to help you with documents? And I believe it's true, Frank, even though you don't believe it, I believe government was involved in getting this expedited. Why would you do that? And then now to turn around and snub us, I feel that that's a disrespect to the Federation, a disrespect to the government of Jamaica, and a disrespect to the people of Jamaica, including myself. I feel very disrespected. No, I would say
can I jump in for a second?
Yeah.
So a couple of things. I've said this from day one. I was very upset when he decided not to come the last time. I dropped a video on it. because I knew more than I probably should know about the process, right? That's all I'll say about that. My concern was this. You're right about the concept of there are people who got involved, the JFF, to some extent. There are people involved in the process. The coach was involved in the process. There are other people involved in the process to get his papers. When he got his papers, he didn't make decision. He didn't change allegiance. Even though British press was saying he changed allegiance, he didn't. And they say he asked the UK government. I think what is happening is this, and that's my speculation. There are a lot of things going around the Continental Agreement and him being a local player versus overseas player. But even so, that be part of the rationale. I think what happens is this. I don't think it's Greenwood making the decision. I just don't. I think the kid has gone through so much trauma, because I've subsequently sort of thought about this. I think his handlers make the decision. It's like, when you have a kid and the kid go run a street and you say, me tell you, you see, me warn you, you get yourself in trouble. Then make it happen again. Then they start making you make decisions for them versus them making decisions because you're smarter, you're older, you're wiser, and they have shown you where you've gone down the wrong path. And going forward, you're going to follow the direction they provide for you. I don't think it's Greenwood. I think it's his handlers. And those kids are sheltered. People don't realize how sheltered they are. They may sound good on paper. They may sound good in the media when they speak, because they've been trained to communicate. But when making good decisions and making decisions on their own behalf, I think their handlers are the one make those decisions, not them directly.
Yeah, because we have to take that into consideration when we think about Kalamata, right? Because we were beating them up as well.
No. Let's not say we. I mean, not the we thing. I never beat nobody. Yes. I know what you mean. I know. But I'm saying there was a YouTuber who came out even when he declared for Jamaica, saying if he come, they don't want him come.
Right,
there was a YouTuber, prominent YouTuber, who came out and said that, which I thought was inappropriate, since the kid was 18 when making a decision. You're 8. What were we doing at 18, people? When you're 18 years old, what you do? You make bad decision almost every single day, right?
Well, not only that. I think there was an interview. Well, there was an interview with him and Simon, and I think he touched on what happened there, But Peter, right? Peter,
it was not. If you understand the process he went through to get his Jamaica passport, it wasn't normal. It wasn't. It wasn't normal. No,
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly
he
what
went
I'm saying.
through like the 10 degree and spent money. By the way, decent amount of money to get his Jamaica papers. He went through a very involved process to get his papers. So when he was getting beaten, I'm laughing, thinking, and then our groups are telling me you're gonna come, but you ain't gonna play. Every kid, if they're 10 years old, they want to play. They don't want to hear you don't play. They're the worst. They're even worse than the older players who are much more seasoned and mature and can withstand disappointment. They're like, I'm not playing. I ain't coming nowhere. What are you talking about? And England called me. I'm going to play for England. I ain't coming nowhere.
Yeah.
And people say, he may not come the next time because he came and played 2 games. He's back here now. 1 more game and he's fully capped.
Right. Yeah, man. So we have to have grace. We have to give grace, because even me, I was very. You saw when the Liam made that statement about the country can nothing for him, man, I came out and I was on fire, man. And I even get into a hot debate or maybe I should more say a confrontation with Flavor Max, who is a Liam Bailey supporter, Liam Bailey supporter. And then afterwards, even by that confrontation with Flavor Max, I say, you know what? The Flavor Max is right. Maybe I need to tone it down a little. So I toned down my rhetoric. I saying I'm not. I said something about the player, and I said, well, the player's action. I kind of tone it down a little, right? So I think with this Mason Greenwood thing, that's where I am. I feel disrespected, and I feel like the country is being disrespected. But just as how you say, that we don't know what the handlers are doing, and he's still a young man with a lot on his head and all that stuff. So we need to give that grace to him as well.
I don't think we are fully appreciated what he went through. Let's think about this, people. You're Jamaican. You play football in the JPL. You're one of the stars in the JPL from your 16, 17. You've been told you're going to be the next big thing in the country. And then the country say, no, you can't play here anymore. Bye.
Yeah.
Overnight, everything just gone. You're a star, you're in your England team when you're 19. You get in trouble when you're 19. Come out of the hotel, you're on Foden. Foden don't get the same flack you get because no look different, the persuasion different. And you come back now, and then you get in that trouble, and then they just drop you. Them says you wake up overnight, it's like a bad dream, and realize you can't play. You can't play no more. You're banished from the country. You're banished because you can't go to prison. You don't speak French. You don't speak Spanish. You got in the country there. Can't play football. And you can't go back to England and play where you grew up and born, all depending on your friend, you're playing at the under 19, under 17, under 16. You can't engage with them anymore. You grew up a Man U, you're a star a Man U. Ferguson says, say the best thing sliced bread, you're banished. You must be recalling.
Yeah.
That must take years to get over. And you will never get over it, by the way.
You know, I listened to Oral Tracy too, you know, and I heard him say something the other day. He said that, and I said, you know, wow, I didn't even take that into consideration. A lot of these players, when you look at Limbikisa, Kera, Bobby Reed, a lot of them, right? They grew up in, because I saw an interview, I think, with Kera, you know, I can't remember if it was Kera or Limbikisa. One of them grew up in a, even though them live in England, you know, it's like them grew up in a Jamaica, you know. Them talk pot where they eat the Jamaican food every day.
But Peter. So Oral Tracy just realized this because he bashed all of them from way back when, you know. He said, no, committed in Oral Tracy is a hypocrite. That's something I have a problem with him. Biggest hypocrite on God's earth. All he want that clicks and likes. That's all he want. You know, care what I'm saying, you know, responsible. As a grown-up so-called journalist, you're responsible for what you're saying in the public forum, and you got to be careful what you say. And he has a radio program which is very influential. Him about 100,000 subscribers, and he goes on and just kick those kids and bash them and use stone and hit them in the head and how them this and them that. He's the one who totally destroys them. And then he want to come on and change him argument. No, sir, if it go away. I aim for go away.
Sometimes, well, anyway, let me get back to what he made of that comparison now. Let's use Kerai, for instance, because I think that's the interview I watched with Kerai, who grew up like a Jamaican in England, in Birmingham, right? Birmingham is a strong Jamaican culture.
Wolverhampton, right? Birmingham.
Yeah. So he was saying that Mason Greenwood is probably not like one of those children, especially the fact that he has an Italian dad, right?
Yeah, biracial.
So
biracial also, yeah.
Yeah, so his upbringing probably not as close to even when you talk to Mikel Antonio, or Mikel Antonio said that because I never talked to him, I talk to him. But even when you hear him talk, you hear him say that he was always in Jamaica watching game. You hear Daniel Johnson talk or him come to Jamaica all the time and all them. Daniel Johnson actually born here. I think if Mason Greenwood was that person that kind of was visiting like Mikel Antonio, Daniel Johnson, grew up in a household like Kera, I think he would have made the switch already, even though no handlers may be involved, right?
Yeah, I understand. There's no connection there, right? You live in the States, Peter, right? It's the same thing. In some households, it's Jamaica.
No, compare me, Bridget.
No, I'm not about you. No, I'm saying you grew up in the US. Now I'm gonna give you an example. Though. You know, give me an example. Yeah. There are some households in the US which are still Jamaican and don't leave Jamaica. There are some who have migrated and they're no longer Jamaican. In the traditional sense, right? It's the same concept. And the UK is even worse because the UK is a generation, is another generation. Yeah. It's not even the first generation, it's second generation.
I have two sons, right? One from a previous marriage, and he's 23 years old, 24, 25. But the other one now is like 12, right? So from my current marriage. And his mother is not Jamaican. But I am so Jamaican that if he had a choice to play for Jamaica or US, I'm going to choose Jamaica. I'm just tell you. So yes. So basically, I'm using that analogy to say it would have been an easier decision.
It's possible.
Right.
It's possible. I mean,
so,
I interviewed.
So I think the Magic.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the Maverick was brilliant in making that observation, regardless of how you feel about the Maverick. Because in two modes sometimes.
I'm not going to use the word American brilliant. I don't think he's not a dummy. Brilliant and Maverick that's an oxymoron. Brilliant Maverick is an oxymoron.
Oh, I said the observation. The observation was a brilliant observation.
We allow one of those every 5 years or so. But brilliant Maverick is an observation. Is an oxymoron.
No, his observation. That observation was brilliant. Yeah.
I hear you. All right, Peter. Yeah, man. Thanks for the call, man.
Yeah, man. You know, your last call I made another point I want, but it slipped me. You know, something else, and it's under my skin too. But if I remember, I'll call back. But
I'm sure I say things under people's skin 24/7. But if you hear that,
yeah. Sometimes we can't get to call you. That's why you get under my skin to my bread.
Yeah, we know. We get under people's skin. But I say, it's like fungus. Yeah. It's like worm. It happens. People say things sometimes. You're dying
Yeah.
to call in and give your perspective, and then it passes. You forget. So I understand.
Oh, let me touch on this. This is not from your last caller, but let me touch on this. I've been hearing some YouTubers. I'm not gonna call them name, but there's probably about 3-4. No, maybe not that. But one in particular that say, you know what I noticed, Cranky? You see some of the YouTubers, them kind of follow each other, you know. Them repeat the same thing that the other YouTubers say over Fame Channel, you know. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I don't watch. I can't say I watch a ton, so I
Yeah. Some of the callers too are notorious for that too, because it's like them can't think for themselves. If them hear something over here, so then bring it over there, so, and then just run with it, and them don't even think about what they're saying or form their own opinion, right? So you have this narrative that the football gods smiled on Jamaica to give us this group.
That's
Jamaica
true. That's true.
But you hold on, Jamaica.
No, hey Peter. Me and my Trinidadian friend.
Finish
No. Before you finish, Peter. Trust me, Peter. Go and watch.
Right.
Peter, go and go check how how it played out with Guatemala and how it played out with us and the other zones. And you tell me, say they don't want to make World Cup. They want to make World Cup. Me sorry, we can't agree with you, Peter. We can't agree with you.
But you and I watch the along with millions of people watch the draw live on TV, you know, brother.
Me know. You can't have a draw, you know.
So are you telling me that you Cranky?
I'm not saying
with
anything.
Your,
I'm just gonna,
with your
Peter,
knowledge and experience in life,
Peter, who you prefer?
you're a conspiracy theorist?
Peter, who prefer go World Cup? Honduras or Jamaica? Who you prefer to be in the World Cup? Who have more global?
I prefer.
Yeah, who would you prefer? If you're objective observer and know thing about the world and crowd and your FIFA and following your CONCACAF, who would you prefer, Honduras or Jamaica?
Obviously Jamaica, but Cranky,
exactly.
But Cranky, we saw the thing live, right? It's not like it happened behind closed doors.
I think they changed the criteria. I'm telling you, me and a Trinidadian had the conversation, and I pushed back on him.
Based on ranking.
No, it wasn't just.
What do you mean, no?
It just wasn't right. I'm telling you, I got. You know, people. I'm gonna go back and check on this.
Cranky. You know,
yes.
I even had to call in a channel, okay? You know, our platform was going crazy thinking we have to beat Guatemala, you know. It's me. If I call one of the platform and said, no, we don't have to beat Guatemala. It's based on CONCACAF ranking.
It was ranking, but it's so convenient that based on the draws, we end up with, we couldn't get an easier scoop.
Nobody
could get an easier group. Pure Caribbean team. You know? No Latin American team. No Latin American team. Pure Caribbean team.
yeah. But
that is so convenient. That's so convenient.
I want to tell you something though. When I look at what the other groups, I believe that Jamaica would have done well in the other groups, you know, because when you look at Suriname, how well they're doing, and you look how well Haiti is doing, it means to me that the Hondurases, the Guatemalas, even the Panamas are vulnerable. So even if Jamaica was one of those other
That's true. Yes. I'm not saying we wouldn't have done well, but I'm saying we couldn't get an easier group. Doesn't mean we're going to qualify. No, doesn't mean that we can't still lose the Curacao or Trinidad. Trinidad outplayed us at home. We're not. People not thinking about it. Trinidad outplayed us at our own home. Frankly, outplayed us at our own home. We didn't look that great. We had a lot of injuries, right? So we have excuse. We have a lot of injuries, 8 injuries or maybe even more. Right. But we still didn't walk away saying, you know what? Somebody say a soup. I didn't walk away saying soup because I wasn't impressed against Trinidad.
Well, when I saw the draw, I posted on a platform. I think Francis, I haven't seen him. Next Up Sports. I posted on this platform. I said I can go hibernate now, and tell me when the final group is over. That's what
the arrogance of the Jamaican. Let's see Friday. After Friday, we can. You know what? I'm not confident in that after Friday. Talk to me Saturday.
Cranky. We are kings of the Caribbean. The only time my adrenaline go up is when we play Central American teams and when we play USA or Mexico. You see, when we play anybody else, Cranky, we relax. We don't have to take no Benadryl. I take Benadryl for allergy. You know, I have I have a lot of allergy problems, so I take Benadryl sometimes, right?
Right.
You know that when Jamaica play them tight game there, but draw from a Benadryl, you know, because it helps you relax as well, right?
Okay.
And so I don't have to take a Benadryl Friday. I'm telling you. I don't have to.
Well, look, I hope you're correct.
Yeah, man. We're kings of the Caribbean. Cranky, it's time we beat with chess sometimes. I think we as Jamaican fans, sometimes
we beat with chess all the time. No. We don't even beat with chess. We beat with chess too much.
If you hear the man them.
Yeah, the man says soup. Yeah, the man says soup. Yeah, the man says soup. What do you mean?
No, but
no beat chess that.
All right, sir.
What's a bigger beat chess than soup? Eh?
Yeah. Well, Cranky, don't settle your nerves.
All right. Me settle my nerves.
Yeah, man. We coming through this.
Set me nerve come. Me MC at events that there, so me try to set me nerve at MC event. Me see if me can talk about it. I talk about it. Either plus or minus.
Hope you're not MCing while the game is going on.
No. The game is Friday. Event is Saturday.
Oh, you said Saturday. Okay,
yeah,
all right. Cool.
Game on Friday. Yeah. You say no miss the game, no Peter. No watch. No gonna feel a game on Saturday. No watch the game on Friday.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Bless up.
All right, respect.
Yeah,
cool.
Man,
later.
That was Peter. People. Peter said in relax with the Caribbean. Stranger, what you say?
Hey, what
Jesus, Lord. Tiga. What you try to defend my youth?
I'm not defend you.
Hey, people, one second, people, just relax your work. I'm here drum, just mash up. All right, go on, Tiga. Say man, mash up your drum. Go on, Tiga. Say what I say.
Yo. I was listening and I was hearing your point on the Mason Greenwood, and for I don't know why, but mostly like everybody, me, you, everybody, we just get caught up, and then we have to just step back and realize that this guy wasn't. Maybe this guy is not making this decision, and they do say it. They say they speak to his father. They never yet speak to Mason Greenwood.
Exactly.
Right. So this guy is just concentrating on football and playing football. And if them come to him and say, "Yo, fly go Jamaica go play some ball," maybe he just jump on the plane and go fly go Jamaica go play some ball and then come back.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I just feel like that. But right now, I'm just feel like this guy just playing some football. You understand? And you're right. Him wake up and him say, "Wow, what is happening to me?" Me and somebody carrying some girl in the COVID period. Them kick me out. They kick out the two away. They call back one, and then they call me back, and all these things. My club fire me. Everybody fire me. I'm out in the wilderness, and everything just falling down on him.
Yeah,
you understand? Them just want to concentrate, play football. What if it does wait?
Think about it. As soon as he gonna play with Jamaica, he gonna come up again big time. Which is Jamaica took him on, and he had these problems and blah blah blah. Right, him not ready to face it like some older person. Because remember the one of the midfielder we have and we can't do without. We see them. Remember when saying a film interview everybody that beat him and now him come everybody. We are threatening now when him not play. You understand? We are threatening now. You understand? Everybody. Same so with Bailey. You understand? And they're young. They're young people. And you're right. What were you doing at a certain age? What were you doing? You understand? Yeah.
So I totally agree with you. You understand? Let the guy concentrate on football. When he's ready, if he want to come the next 10 years, make him come. You understand? Make the man concentrate on football. Make him focus on what we have and play some football and see if we can qualify. You understand?
I totally agree. Agree.
That we need for
what do you think about it?
Leave the young man alone.
I've been complaining about the midfield Tiga and the recruiting the midfield. What are your thoughts on that?
What was that? Repeat.
I've been complaining about the midfield and the lack of adequate recruiting for the middle of the park, which I think we're lacking. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I was calling to that too. But remember, some of the guys them will have at forward and are really forward, them are wingers,
Yeah, but they're not playing midfield. They don't play midfield.
Strikers we have, they are wingers.
Yeah, but they don't play midfield.
Yeah, they're not. But some of them can play. Some of them can play midfield.
Like who? Like
Demi. Demi can play midfield.
Yeah, but Demi now play the first game.
No.
Plus, Demi and midfield are stretch. Demi are stretching on midfield.
Yeah,
last time he stretched, never stretched that way. He not stretched that way last time.
You're right. I think we should have focused more. You understand? I think, and that has been always our problem in the middle of the park, and they are not focusing in the middle of the park. So I think they should try to recruit more and try to get some really good midfielders. You understand? And I think that. That is my thought. But
Yeah, man.
yeah, so because I'm looking for a DJ to come back and I can't say a DJ.
Then
Wonder what DJ do.
Yeah, him do something. He must do something.
Yeah,
DJ do something.
me look for a DJ to come back.
Trevante.
Even when Bobby not playing, me look for a DJ because they almost play like a similar game. I mean, I wonder why DJ want to fit in that role. You understand why they don't call a DJ and I don't see a DJ.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Me don't know. I don't know what happened to Jamaica in the midfield. I think have a problem to get people to play midfield, good midfielders.
No, I think we gotta go out and recruit the midfielder. We gotta find them. There gotta be a few out there. We can find someplace.
Okay.
There are a couple of them, but they're young, and we gotta figure out. We gotta bring them in and find out if they're good enough to be part of the team.
Yeah, they are part of the team and try them out. Yeah, you understand, and try them out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All
But that's my little piece. You understand?
Bless us up.
And to the caller before, and he was saying he's been disappointed and he's trying to say, oh, the JFF went out of them way, and it's just like this. And the example it's just like somebody, some pretty girl out there, them try woo them, and them buy this car and buy this house and buy this, and the girl will say, yo, wait, take your time. You understand? Take your time. And the people through them by the house and the girl will just run in.
If Jamaica now,
yo, take your time, man.
If Jamaica now is the woman analogy, if Jamaica now is the woman analogy, kid it in. If now is the woman analogy, kid it in.
Yo, the Jamaican brother. Yo, man, the situation is delicate. As I said, the situation is delicate. The guy now come to realize, yeah. I'm gonna just give the guy time.
Yeah, man.
You understand? We definitely have to give the guy time. I'm gonna page upon a different matter still afterwards.
All right, cool.
Go on, do your thing.
All right, cool.
Go on listening.
All right.
Of course.
So DJ Gig says, Cranky, did you actually change your thoughts on Mason Greenwood situation? Because I didn't catch the stream from the beginning. No. The Mason Greenwood situation is this, which is initially I was a very advocate of Mason Greenwood coming in. I was being kept abreast of the naturalization process. I knew when he got his stuff before the general public. I was extremely upset when he didn't take the call up. But then I had some self-reflection, and I dropped a video on that, by the way. Very upset. I didn't say him to go away, but you could have quantified accordingly. Then I had some reflection and thought process. Say, you know what? If I had gone through what he's gone through, which is very, very difficult, how would I react? And I was given rationale as to why he didn't take the call up. Nothing where I can put my finger on to say it's definitive. And because until we hear from his camp and himself about why he didn't, then we won't ever know, right? I think I was unhappy. I think some of his handlers didn't operate as they should. I don't know about Mason Greenwood. You keep hearing people talk, but they never say they talk to Mason directly. The coach may say talk to Mason. I have my own skepticism about certain things. But my view is going forward that, hey, allow the kid. When he makes a decision, he makes a decision. My thought process has always been, it's like you having a Kobe Bryant or a LeBron James. I won't say Michael Jordan because that's a different story. You have a chance to get them on your team, and they don't want to join your team right away, and people say make him go away, and join me, get vexed. When you know the person join your team, it changes your team dramatically because there's so much quality. And we have never had a player of Mason Greenwood's stature or ability that ever played for Jamaica, period. And most of us, I would say all of us, we don't really care about Mason Greenwood now. Like most of that, we don't really care about the players ever now. We care about what they can do for us because we support a country, they play for the country, and we benefit in terms of how we feel, not financially, in terms of euphoria, in terms of happiness, in terms of bragging rights. We benefit. That's what we want. So it's about us. It's not about them. We don't give a damn about them. I would say that for most, if not everybody, right? We care about what they can do for us in terms of the country, and we benefit indirectly from their participation and their contribution, especially if it's a positive one, right? So as such, the kids, and I call these players kids, they have to do what's best for their family. I've always said that. I didn't like how the process worked out, and I was unhappy about it. But having had a chance to reflect, and in hindsight, I said, you know what? He's got to do what he's got to do. If he decides to come, he can come. If he doesn't want to come, that's his prerogative. But we shouldn't go in his DM and curse him We shouldn't hack dark like we're in a tunnel and we can't see, like we have blinkers on. We need to chill on that. Leave the kid alone. I don't think JFF should even pressure him to come anymore. If he wants to come, he'll contact the JFF. He doesn't want to come. Would he ever play for England? I don't think so. Would he ever play for Jamaica? I'm getting more and more skeptical by the day. He may just say, you know what? I don't want the grief. I'm going to play club football. And when it's international window, I don't have to fly 9 hours, 10 hours, or get injured and destroy myself. I can just relax with my family and then go play the next window when the window's closed. Right? I think we have to respect that. It's his prerogative. There should be no case where we are beating and bashing him for not coming because it's his decision to make. We don't beat and bash the JFF when they don't bring in certain players the way that we're bashing Greenwood. If a player is not playing well, we don't have any pity or sympathy for them. I said that yesterday. We move on. Right? If a player is not playing well, we just like, you know what, he ain't playing well. Or we say he's no good. I was saying he can't play, which is ludicrous because he can't play, that's why he's a pro. But we don't have any empathy or sympathy sometimes for some of these players and they're being left out the national team if we think they're not producing or we don't think they're good enough. So why would we kill them if they decide, you know what, because they're good enough, they don't want to come and play? We just need to find the balance and chill. So come on, Aim Henry. By the way, I'm not going to go into that, but I know I was told about one instance. You know what? I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Long time ago, though. On a recent, long time ago. I don't think he's going to get back to La Liga. La Liga can't afford him unless he goes to Barcelona or Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. They can't afford Mason Greenwood. Man, you about 50% sell-on clause, and he was bought for 20-some million. Nah, they can't afford him. Donovan Downer says, "Where I said Downer?" Downer says, "Hello, Cranky. We have the biggest midfield problem for many years. Are not looking or we just don't have place to do the job. Midfield is not something you just put it." Hey, Downer, we totally agree, Downer. But Downer, and by the way, Downer people is the same Downer, no, as a baller. By the way, Downer, let me ask the question, Downer. Have we had a strategy in place about going out recruiting midfielders? Now, I'll say this and people don't take this the wrong way, but for blacks in general, the amount of defending forwards we produce just across the globe is not similar to the amount of quality midfielders we produce. Something with the quality midfielders that are black on two hands versus other positions, right? Even nowadays, goalkeepers, which was not normally the case. Having said that, there are young players of Jamaican descent and heritage who are playing in certain environment who we could consider. Yeah. Hello?
Hey, Cranky, give me 2 minutes because Peter just called and he made a statement rebuttal of what Peter said.
So you want to rebut the rebuttal? All right, go on.
All right. So he talked about the Donaldson, right?
All right.
It was $3 million was left on the table for us to. Is it 2 or 3? I think it was 3 for us to get for the girls to qualify for the Gold Cup, right?
I don't know what the number was.
I think if it's not 2, it's 3 million. One of the two. I can't remember. But anyway, how would you handle that situation? Yes, Donaldson was didn't agree with certain things, and he said a few things that he wasn't supposed to. What would you do in that situation?
Well, Donaldson was fired by the lady who kicked off the bus. That's what happened.
Okay.
It wasn't all the other stuff he did. I don't think was as egregious.
Mm-hmm.
When she got fired of the bus, she says, "Inangoso." You know when a Jamaican say "Inangoso," you know what got him, right?
Correct.
She fired him. She went back to her people. She's a board member. Mm-hmm. They kicked her off the bus, and she said, "You know what? He's either me or him." And they say he has to go.
Okay, so administration with so many different, when it comes to educated guys in these different positions, right? If I was struggling for money, according to them, they're saying they're struggling for money, right? They don't have any money, this, that, and the third. It's always about money. But yet you have $2 million on the table. You know what I would have done? I would have approached Donaldson with a NDA in his contract and give him a bonus to get us to the Gold Cup, and that would have been it. After the Gold Cup, I just won't even renew the contract. I would never leave. You don't leave money on the table, right?
Yeah, I think there was so much animosity between all the parties that are on the women's team, including Marley and the JFF, that I don't think either side wanted to continue the relationship. I think Donaldson may have wanted to in some respect, but I think there was so much hate, frankly, and so much distrust that it's not shocking that it happened. Now he got them to the second round of the World Cup, and you would think that if somebody did something that was historical, you retain them. But from he had to run in with that lady, I forgot what her name is, and she came on TVJ. I think it was TVJ. I watched her or CVM, one of them, and she basically said, "Nah, Ngoso." I just looked and said, "He's gone." Probably say, "Nah, Ngoso," people say, "I'm gone," because she has influence.
But you're right. But that's the thing about our administration is they're very impulsive, right? Instead of they're having a closed door agreement with these girls and settle it with the coach, muzzle the coach, and move forward and get the money. But because of their egos and they're so impulsive, it screwed their vision of making sound business. But
let me just say, no, I don't disagree with Peter though. Like you think about it this way: say you are a board member of a company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have your employees, because he's an employee, and your employee diss you in the public domain and embarrass you. Would you want to be around that employee anymore? Do you think somebody had to go? Somebody had to go. Somebody had to go. Because then what you've done is you've undermined that board member, haven't you?
Yeah, but it depends on what's on stake. It depends, because look at what happened. Remember that leaked video tape?
No. Okay. So the coach for Nottingham Forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came in public and said he and the owner, what's his name? The Greek guy, they don't have the same relationship anymore. Where is he now? He's at West Ham. He didn't cuss him. He just says it's not the same. You don't get to engage him anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Where is he now? Wait, no. And he was winning. He took them to the Europa League, even though it was the Conference League, and they got promoted because Crystal Palace got demoted. But what happened to? And they finished like in the top 10, top 8. Where is he now? West Ham.
But see, the thing is,
he didn't even cost the owner. He didn't cost the owner.
but Cranky, if I'm in a struggling organization that says they don't have any money, you just relax, just do what you need to do, right? Because the Gold Cup, it was so achievable for these girls. They were on a high, right? It was so easy for them to make it to the Gold Cup. Let's muzzle this guy. And you don't have to renew the contract.
Yeah,
that's what I would have done.
But look, that's your way of dealing with it. They took a different way. I know Jamaicans have the biggest ego upon God's earth. I don't think any other nation have bigger ego than Jamaican. None. Can't think about one. Nah. You tell me any nation. Wait. When you diss a Jamaican,
Nigeria.
No, man, not bigger than Jamaica. Not bigger than Jamaica.
Nah,
it's up there.
Nigeria ego's huge.
You can't. Hey, the worst you can do, I diss a Jamaican. The worst you can do, I diss a Jamaican.
Nigerian the same thing. Hey, you can't diss them guys.
You can't diss a Jamaican. You feel the pain, and Lon felt the pain.
Boy.
Right. Bless up, Jason. I haven't seen you in a while. All right, man. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the rebuttal.
All right, no problem.
All right, cool. Let me call back, respond. You can't diss a Jamaican people. You feel the pain, and he felt the pain. Lon felt the pain. Had to feel the pain. Let me see if first responder respond.
Hey, Mr. Cranky.
What you say?
Yeah, man. Bless up to you.
Yeah, man. Bless up to you too.
I just we just have a few points that I would like to clear up in my head, particularly.
Okay.
And Merron Gordon, did he serve as a topper?
I can't recall actually. I don't remember. Not that I can recall. It's possible.
Maybe you can straighten me out. But the way we are looking to get midfielders and proper midfielders,
right?
I just parallel what the style of play that Jamaica has,
right?
The proper style of play, Cranky. Like we know them not care about no midfield. Them not. I mean, I don't think the hierarchy cares about midfield the way we care about midfield. Because it's the same thing, it's the same system that Tapa had that I'm seeing right now, where you kick the ball up, at some point you're gonna have some aspect of individual brilliance, and we come away winning. We just have to just try not to make anybody score. That is what I see. And another point that I have to make, you don't have to say anything, but I don't think I'm not giving the government or the JFF that amount of credit for expediting Mr. Greenwood's paperwork, because that them should have done for a long time for the national players. Like Isaac Hayden and them who can get a look in, I think they should have, you know, when you check the genealogy, I know, say, yeah, they come from down this, but somebody made mistake with paperwork. That is what they should be doing. You understand? I don't think they're supposed to come out and we're lauding them for expediting or missing Greenwood paperwork, because they should have been doing that a longer time.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with the idea about the JFF hasn't done enough to naturalize players, or the recruiting has been shabby. In fact, I would say very poor about how they recruit people with Jamaican descent. There's no doubt it's been poor. It's been atrocious, actually. If it wasn't people like Cataract and Devons of the world, some of the players like Hayden we wouldn't get. I know McClaren brought Hayden across the line, but Devon has been talking to Hayden for 4 years, trying to convince him. And people were cussing and say Hayden, because Hayden said you're going to play for England and leg drop off. People start cussing him and carry on and dissuading him. Devon was the one in the background. When he got injured on his ACL, Devon was the one who always contact him and wish him. JFF never reached out to him and say, you know, Hayden, hope you recover. JFF didn't care. JFF doesn't care.
Right, I heard that.
JFF is very conflicted in that they want local players in the team. They don't want foreign players in the team. They just
don't. All right. And let me tell you, this guy, Tyrese that plays for the one who is not here, that plays midfield.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, from my vantage point, it seems as if the coach it's like the coach have leverage for carrying 2 new players or so each time. But when him carrying two new players each time, 2 that you like not coming, because him can't carry too much.
Well, I think there's a number involved about how many. You know, actually look at this list. So if you look at the list, what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 local. I think the number is 10 for locally born players. I think that's the number. Right. So they have to get to 10. No, it's 11 because Whisper come in. But I think 10 is the cutoff for locally born players.
All right. So it made me wonder now.
Meaning minimum of 10. Minimum of 10. I think it's about minimum of 10. They may go either way sometimes. Yeah, I know Seymour Barnard, yeah, I'm saying even him at 9. So it's about 10. I think that's the number that JFF feel comfortable with. It go below that number, them start get queasy.
Okay. So Frankie, so sometimes them throw the dice, them roll the dice, and you'll get a player like the defender from Mount Pleasant who come, no get no game, from Backheim Club. I don't want to come up with no conspiracy theory, but when you get called up for the national team and you get traded, do you fetch a higher price being on the team, your national team at some point?
Anybody who go for the national team, it's a more prominence. I don't know if he fetch a higher price because he didn't get any cap. He didn't play, but I think you have more visibility when you call it the national squad. Go look at the League One and League Two and Championship team when players get called up. Even the Premier League, they'll say, Jamaica International, right? There is a prominence that you get from being international for a given country.
But you don't get a raise of pay at your club for being
unless it's in your contract.
Oh,
unless it's in the contract. Yeah. If it's not contractual, there's no obligation to do that. Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Ricketts, did he ever did he ever you know that document that you're supposed to like make available to people when you're running for election? What you call it again?
What the what are we talking about? Give me 1 second. Your manifesto.
The manifesto. Did he ever make a manifesto and present it? Like
No, he had a manifesto. They copied one from Raymond and just make some changes which weren't that good. They did that manifesto.
All right, so
they changed the name and change a few things. They had a manifesto, yeah.
Cranky, let me tell you something. I think Mr. Ricketts has been the luckiest. If you believe in luck, Mr. Ricketts has been the luckiest president Jamaica ever had, because he not really do much work based on what we see, but everything fall in them lap. Like the contract with Adidas, the girls qualify left, right, and center. We get a soup round. If we had gotten any other group, because of their lack of forward thinking, we wouldn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's my biggest disappointment, people. We know this was coming, right? And because they're so parochial, look at Cape Verde, for example. Someone just mentioned Cape Verde drew today with Libya. They played in Libya, by the way. They're playing a team next Monday, which has not won a game, so they have a chance to qualify over Cameroon. Cape Verde team is mainly all foreigners. Cape Verde is a population of 600,000. Jamaica is about 6 million globally. Cape Verde is a bunch of islands. Cape Verde have people from Romania, Bulgaria, France, all over the world. The diaspora people then just bring a team together. Them sometimes meet up in Europe. They will probably make the World Cup over a team like Cameroon. Because then bringing all these players who come together as a unit and then want to play football. We, on the other hand, are into our feelings and ourselves that we have a football program called the JPL, which I don't know where they rank in the world, and that our players are good enough, which most of them are not, and that we should make sure we have local players in the team. If they're good enough, the team could be all local players as far as I'm concerned. If they're not good enough, we should be recruiting globally to get the best team, because there's an objective, which is to get to the World Cup. And you know what? When the World Cup is done, you can always experiment, but don't experiment with the World Cup. Don't experiment with the World Cup.
Before the World Cup is done, we are going to fight again, you know?
Oh, yeah.
When we qualify for the World Cup to make the team to go to the World Cup, we are going to fight again, you know? We're going to be scratching and clawing each other.
But you know what? I don't mind fight. Me comfortable with just... Me want to get there first, and we can't think about the fighting.
I wish country in Asia, them even forge people's signature to make them compete.
I think it was Malaysia. Malaysia, I think.
Exactly. Jamaica has the biggest pot of good players to choose from, you know.
Jamaica has a huge pot. I'm not going to say the biggest pot, but it's a huge pot.
A huge pot.
Yeah, it's a huge pot.
Yeah, but we fight over it.
We're not fighting over it. We're fighting with the... It's not Jamaica fighting. We have a bunch of people, and it's not all the administrators who have their own self-interest to satisfy that conflicts with the national interest. And even though they say they're patriots, they're not really patriots. They're thinking about me first, and they'll beat everybody else because they say they're not patriots. But they haven't looked into themselves to realize that they're the ones who are not patriotic. And it's their self-interest which is actually negatively affecting the football program. But they can't see that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we are here to hold up the flag still regardless, and one Jamaica, one Jamaica.
Yeah, man, I agree. Responders. Yeah,
just pick the best team, and we're good.
Yeah, man, I agree with that.
All right, but you know what? I was fine. I was fine with the team that they picked this time around. I just Tyrese Befise was left out, but I was fine.
No, Tyrese is in the team.
No, the other Tyrese.
Which Tyrese?
The midfielder that scoring the Wolf a goal.
Oh, you mean Hall? Yeah.
You know, say I like Burrell, but would I prefer them to pick that midfielder that if they were going to pick, and if you were going to call Whisper and all of that, we could have sacrificed Burrell this window, you know, again. Although I like him.
Yeah, we would have to sacrifice. We never sacrifice nobody. We called him Whisper a while ago. We never sacrifice nobody.
Yeah.
If the kid agreed to be capped, I don't know if he's agreed to be capped to it. I think that's part of the problem they had with the Unity Cup with him. But if he agrees to be capped, then we should have brought him in. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And that is the. All right. You see, even Mason Greenwood, sorry for calling him name again because his name is being overused. He's just 23. If he's not good for this cycle, he's good for the next cycle, we're not going to treat him bad.
Yeah.
If he's not come for this cycle, we have him from 27 to 31 and to 35.
Yeah.
We have him for 3 consecutive World Cup trials. After this, you not forget up in your feelings, you know?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, so you know, this win, but for the next window, the next cycle.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, we have to have a broader vision than just thinking for the now.
I agree with that first responder. We seem to put everything in the one basket, and if the basket don't work out, we're not trouble. So look.
Yeah, and then when the next cycle come around, we're gonna need better players than the ones we have now. It's gonna be harder the next time. So if I'm good for the next cycle, then it's just good, better for us, you know. We have to think for the next 4 years from now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, first responder. I appreciate it. All right, man. Thanks.
All right, cool, cranky. All right.
So I'll close on the stream soon because somebody has said to me, thought it was 20 minutes. Yes. The initial objective of this session was for me to come on because I was lazy to do a video. Because people, when you do a video, it takes enough time to do video. People don't realize. And you have to do much more research and provide much more photos and videos to support the video. When you just come live, people can call. It's almost like a live call-in show. It's a much simpler process, right? And so I said, I'm going to come on for half hour. I was very perturbed when I look at the midfield, talk about the midfield. Having said all of that, as some people have said, after today, there's limited negativity on my part. I'm going to say no negativity. I'm going to focus on the team that we have, what we can do. So we done get out of the system to complain about the team and the midfield. And Rudolph, Speid, if you're watching this program, even though I don't think you are, and if you get any news on this, you have to do better. You're helping now. You can have no further excuse that you're not involved in the process. Your technical director or the technical advisor. I apologize for the name mistake that I just made. Your technical advisor. You have to look at the midfield and realize it's not adequate. If there are players out there, whether it's Janair Johnson or Tyrese, who are receptive to being called up or receptive to being capped, even though they may have potential, just like a whisper has potential, you got to bring them in and see how they look in the camp and bring them around the team and create the best environment for them so they want to come back and they may want to play. And frankly, we could use Tyrese right now. Now, some people will say we don't have enough midfielders out there. And I agree with that, right? We have Jamaican heritage, who have the right quality to come and play. But we can't give up. I personally know that there are people out there working to see if they can convince some people to come join the party. And hopefully those efforts are rewarded with people accepting to come and join at some point in time, whether it's for this World Cup or future World Cups. Right? I know people are very perturbed. People are very parochial about, oh, if you don't help us to qualify, you can't come play. Let me tell you something. Even Rudolph would do this. If Rudolph get 3 or 4 EPL players who can play, you'd be surprised all the people who helped him get World Cup get pushed out. Because everybody was want to go to the World Cup. Every round, my understanding was what? You get 12 million first and maybe 16 million after that. Everyone who wants to give up on $4 million when you can get a chance to get it. So, or you can go as far as possible like Morocco did. Right? Because from Morocco's football benefited astronomically from getting to the World Cup semifinal in terms of profile, in terms of visibility, in terms of recruitment, and most importantly, in terms of money in their coffers. So why wouldn't you do that? We don't have a technical director. Stop it, Ego Republic. We don't have a technical director. I was told that Downs were retiring years ago, so I don't know how that work. But anyway, before you leave, people, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If you haven't subscribed to my Balance View channel or my Cranky Life channel, please do so also. I do appreciate you. It was supposed to be a very short program, and it isn't. I see Farmer saying DJ is in excellent form. I mean, DJ's been around for a long while. I can understand why they don't want to call DJ, even though we shouldn't really understand, because if he's playing well, why wouldn't he get called? Age is not a criteria for not getting called if you're past a certain age. But it's their prerogative. But I do think they got to think about the midfield is not what it needs to be. We need to enhance the midfield, and they got to go out and recruit midfielders. I find it very disconcerting that the midfield is challenged and we haven't gone out and tried to bring in better midfielders to help the team, because we go play a team in Curacao who I know their best player is out. It's supposedly out, is what I've been told. But they're going to be a difficult proposition at home on AstroTurf. And it's going to be a challenge for us. And a lot of our players are not playing a lot of football. So, and you don't get a lot of chance to train and to be cohesive when you come for these international windows. So Donna said, Cranky, we take too many forwards and that's not our problem. Our most problem is midfield. Donna, I've been beating that drum for a while, Donna, I've been beating the drum for a while. And here's the thing though, Donna, midfield, we do most of the running in a Donna. If any place you want players, Donna, is midfield. Because as you know, as a very good midfielder, that's where you do most of your running. That's where you do a lot of the workhorse. Right? If you play forward, something you go hide, you run out when you want, you run back when you want. You can't hide in the midfield. It's very obvious. You protect the back four. You start the player. You gotta have all the thought process to get the ball up the field, to get between the lines, to you always thinking there. You need bodies. And we somehow seem to discard the midfield. Rudolph Speid down was the one who complained from Maverick program, even though hearing from us, that we didn't have enough midfielders. Me and them I run the narrative that after we done bring it out numerous times. And he's now part of the advisory committee, and they still don't have enough midfielders. We're bringing in Whisper when we need midfielders. We have enough forwards. We don't need more forward. We're bringing in Whisper. Whisper's a quality player. Don't think he should be here because I don't think he's been out too long to be put in this environment to play football, as far as I'm concerned. Kid needs to get acclimated back to his normal self, get his everything back to norm before he gets put in this very competitive environment. Amen. He says, he's a Speid Go International. He's on the FIFA Technical Development Board for the B4 years. You know what, people? I'm going to leave that alone. You know what? No, I'm not going to leave that alone. Let me just say this. My hope is that he learns something about developing players and countries' program to bring back to Jamaica. Because if I put you on a committee, that means you have a certain skill set. You know what? May head a spin, people. May head a spin. Seriously. May head a spin. So I'll leave that alone. Rudolph Speid, good luck. Hope you do really well. It's good to have somebody from the Caribbean involved in FIFA at a certain level. Maybe you can do what Jack wanna do. You can go out there. Because Speid is a smart person. Let's not conflate the intelligence with how the football program runs. So maybe he can go in, elevate through the organization, and we can have trickle-down effect where his personal ambition and growth and development and advancement will allow a trickle-down effect that will give Jamaica football a positive light and help Jamaica football. So we're going to take that with a positive, Rudolph. Good luck, Rudolph. How you doing? Eagles, so we're going to soar in the midfield to Curacao. Yeah, I hope not. Tycoon says, Cranky, I don't think turf is as bad as we think. It's semi-grass like most of your speech. I don't think. Yeah, you know what? It may be better for us because the players who play outside Jamaica, including the locally developed players, don't use the bad stage of National Park anymore. They're used to playing on good surfaces. So I would assume that, the Dutch players going to help them too because they're used to playing in Holland on good fields. But I think it would help the players for the Jamaica team to play on a better surface. My only problem is it ain't going to help our midfield because I don't think they're at the level they need to be. It may be a better midfield because if I look at the midfield, he probably start Bobby Reid, who we know going to put a foot in. He probably start John Russell, who to me has not played well. I assume he's going to start K-Roy Anderson. Or it could be Ian Frey. I don't know. Or it could be Lati. I don't know who's going to play the 6, people. I don't see Bobby as a 6. I see Bobby as an 8 or a 10. John Russell is definitely a 6 to me. So it's either Frey, K-Roy, and K-Roy is susceptible to yellow cards, K-Roy is a very physical player, a lot of potential, but very susceptible to yellow cards. So it'll be interesting. People think Frey, I don't know. But anyway, let me close the program now by saying this. First of all, I am so pleased that so many people came on board in a very short time period. I put up the link and I started the program, 20 minutes after I put it out. I didn't plan to do this at this point in time. I said I was going to do something today, but maybe later today versus now. Not sure I'm going to come back later. I was thinking about coming back and talking about picking the team and strategy and all that. But people say definitely Ian Frey. We'll see. Frey plays what? Right back, mainly right back. He's not mainly CDM. He plays CDM and center half, but he's mainly right back, isn't he? Remember to like the stream before you go. Yeah, thank a lot, Farmer. And by the way, people, I am back on Friday. I'm not here tomorrow. I have an obligation, but I'm back Friday for a pre-game, watch-along, and post-game show. So 3 shows Friday. I have an obligation Friday, but I'm trying to get it done earlier versus later. But I'll be here. And we agree with you, Tycoon, 100%. Totally Tycoon. Even can't run him better than all them still. So don't forget to like up the stream, people. Yeah, Evander Charles High School was a turf too, you know. Beat up your knee, but okay. Say he's not worried about the players. Donna says, Cranky, can you shine some more light on Whisper? Was he playing for any team? And Cranky, can you tell me? Get caught up if they go on the physical problem. Yeah, Whisper is playing for Chelsea under 21 actually, and he's been playing football, and he's been playing a lot of the games for Chelsea. But he's been playing since August, or training since August. But I don't think Downer, that Whisper, who had a bad ACL injury, should come back to this region where they don't protect players to play in these competitive games. I just don't think so. Whisper is a very good footballer. Whisper has a lot of potential. It's not about Whisper's ability. Are you putting Whisper at risk if you give him game time when he just come back from some injury? Yes, he's playing in England with younger kids, more of his age group, not with these cut-down ballers where ref don't yellow card when you chat down people. I don't think that's okay. And yeah, when they come here, I think what they do when they come here, Dano, is they take the physical charge from the clubs. The clubs give them insights into the players, how much they run, their physicality, and then they marry what they do. There's a trade between the clubs, I'm understanding, and the national football team about how they share information about the players, their physical conditions, where they are, how much they can do, and they do them individually to make sure they're not overextending them. So, yeah. Yes, Odell, they do. Tycoon think they're playing for a draw. And Nine could say he played good the other night. Yeah, the coach says, I think there's someone said the coach has been watching him. Look, we're not questioning Whisper's ability. That's not the discussion. Right? Chelsea ain't gonna bring nobody in for the under 21 and give them game time because they think they have potential. It's not about Whisper's ability. I am just concerned that the kid is not being given the best advice. When you've been out for that long, you need to be treated with kids' gloves to make sure you recover 100% and put in the best environment. Because you're going to travel how much hours now to go to Curacao? That long travel. It's a knee problem he has. I'm not sure that's the best approach. You see how much coaches try to get players to cop out of international duties? There's a reason for that. They don't want to overextend players. Yes, he's out for a long time, but that's part of the problem. He's been out for a long time. So I wish Whisper good luck. If he gets some plays well, I hope he does phenomenally well. I just don't think it's in his best interest. I think he's going to play Frey in the 6. It's going to be interesting what it is. Frey can't run that far enough, so maybe the 6 is better for him. He can stay and protect the back 4. He's a defender by trade, so he's a good passer of the ball also. Not the most mobile. I can't say Hayes is the most mobile anymore either. But anyway, people, before I go, hit the like button, like up the stream, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and you have thank you for being here, first of all. Have a wonderful afternoon. I do appreciate you. I hope you continue to support the channel because the channel does need it. And peace out. Thanks a lot. I'm out. Frankie Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. Frankie Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Frankie Life. Tell them, Frankie Life. Heed them, Frankie Life. Want them, Frankie Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Cranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Cranky Life. Tell them, Cranky Life. Heed them, Cranky Life. Want them, Cranky Life. Cranky Life where the sports is spicy. and where we keep the discussion lively. Cranky life, get to know the name because cranky analysis is never lame. Cranky life, give me my cranky life. I want my cranky life. Must have my cranky life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know cranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and dumb is a beat of cranky life. Tell them, cranky life. Heed them, cranky life. Want them, cranky life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Cranky Live. Tune into Cranky Live. Like up Cranky Live. Subscribe to Cranky Live. Cranky Live coming to you on weekdays. Cranky Live sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Cranky will always bring the heat. Cranky Live. Me say fi tell them Cranky Live. Me say fi heed them Cranky Live. On them Cranky Live. Cranky Live will be around. Cranky Life is the best in town. Me say fi eat them, me say fi want them, me say fi eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life, cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life, cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky life. Cranky life. Cranky. Heed them. Want them. Heed them. Want them. Heed. Want. Heed. Want. Heed them.